Traitors. I know I was supposed to have done this last night. There's people in here from last night. Traitors, that blows my mind. People don't super chat. People don't vet shit. Just like JS for Justice and these fucking dog handlers. Everybody's running with it just because it's Jay. Do they not know Jay? I mean, a lot of it. Hey, Arctic, Jaded, Selena. A lot of us has been around a while. We're not new to this shit. We don't believe anything, and then people want to come at us because we don't believe it. No, you got to show me some proof, honey, before I'm going to believe this shit. How you doing, Arctic? Jaded. We had a long night last night, didn't we? It was a good laugh. Emotional. Ain't none of them going to apologize. I was in a chat this morning, JLRs actually, and they were bashing Katie, of course, and saying Katie ain't said nothing. She's guilty. I don't fucking blame her for not saying nothing. Exactly. Because professional would not be on here. They'd be told, talk to the proper authorities, and keep your mouth zipped. People kill me, man. And they ain't got shit on Katie just because she won't talk. I don't blame her. Look what Seth has done. And now everybody's, oh, Seth's got to go back to work. Good. He ain't fucking doing nothing anyway. Another fake phone call. I didn't hear that on JLR. Oh, yeah, I was in JLR's, sticking up for Katie. Yeah, I'm going to because we ain't got no proof she did anything. And I don't blame her for not speaking. I don't blame her for leaving her house because it's dangerous. She'd be there by herself while Chris is out working. I don't blame her. Go be with your husband. I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. And somebody, you could tell they were new, just like new to Sebastian's case, new to YouTube. You could just tell. You can tell when they are because they're pretty fucking dumb, being blunt. They kept talking about, well, Chris whooped him with the belt and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, hold up. I said, let's talk about Seth actually hitting Sebastian in the head, getting CPS called on him in front of the principal at Sebastian's school. Let's talk about that. And somebody said, oh, you're lying, blah, blah. And there were some people that stuck up for me. He's like, no, that's the truth. It's documented. It is documented. There is proof of that. And they're like, oh, where's that? Well, you're going to go dig for this proof just like I did, honey. People know. They're like, oh, I'm not worried about that. Katie's guilty. You're not worried about that, but you're sitting here crucifying the man over a belt. And the man hit that child in the head. Makes me so fucking mad. I'm probably going to cry talking about this because it pisses me the fuck off. Hit that baby in the head. But they want to crucify Chris. One of the best dog handlers. He might, considering the circumstances, Arctic, like a missing teenager, and hey, Lady Lolo. Hey, love. No, exactly, Arctic. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're just eating everything up, Seth says, but Lord forbid they won't look at the fucking truth. They just keep sweeping it under the rug. I'm not saying any of them's guilty at all. Not Seth. But I'm just saying, y'all want to sit here and crucify this man for spanking the child with the belt. Yes, I get it. He shouldn't have done it probably. People grow up different genres and everything, generations. I get it. It might be wrong to some and right to others. To me, I wouldn't have thought nothing about it, honestly. Because I got my ass beat as a kid, but I'm a lot older and times were different then, I get it. And they just keep, and he hit Sebastian in the head. Sebastian couldn't even play sports because taking a chance of getting hit in the head because he had that water on his brain. Poor boy, man. His own father. And the stories I've heard, oh my God. Let's go to Charlie before I fucking lose my shit. Hmm. And they're all over there. Seth thinks Katie overdosed him on medicine. If Seth thought that all along, then why in the fuck did he go to North Carolina? Answer me that. Nobody could answer me that. Why in the fuck did he go to North Carolina if he thought that Katie OD'd him from the beginning? Let's watch old Charlie, the fucking grifter, here before I lose my shit. And I'm trying not to do that today because I'm kind of emotional. I just want to say, rest in peace to Hills in the Air. Whether you were friends with her or not, she played a big part in our community. And I've been a mess over that. And I wasn't even close to the lady, but I respected her. And then this over, they got to leave this. And there was people in JLR's life like, oh, I'm calling St. Jude's Hospital, making sure Chris is at work. Motherfuckers, they ain't gonna tell you nothing. Come on. They ain't gonna tell you shit. Leave the hospital alone. They're like, oh, we're gonna call a wellness check on Katie because we haven't heard from her. Don't waste resources, motherfuckers. Yes, Selena, and we'd get the littlest switches thinking they wouldn't hurt, and they hurt the fucking worst. They'd wrap all the way around your leg. And my mama, fly swatters, whatever they could grab. Times are different now, though. It's child abuse now. I get it, but I don't get it, but whatever, but the days will never be the same as they was when we were growing up. That's for sure. And so many of these older people, though, in these fucking chats. I got called a troll this morning because I didn't agree with what they were saying in JLR. I'm like, I'm not a fucking troll. Daddy. Her name was Daddy. Right, Arctic. I don't fucking get it. I've been crying over Heels. I've been crying over all this. Micah, God rest her soul, man. And I hope she gets justice for Micah. If you're not subbed up to Duchess, she's covering that with integrity and respect, and she's not exploiting it for content like half of these fucking people out here. Hey, Auntie, how you doing, love? I'm just shaking. It's been a morning for me. And Seth, get off your ass and go to work, buddy. Quit exploiting your son and get your ass to work. And here is old Charlie. You have to catch him when he's live or you don't get him. Here. He must be on mute because I can't hear him.
What am I doing?
Hey, Charlie.
So I will not be saying much. I will be driving and concentrating on where I need to go.
Oh, you're not going to say much? That's all you do is run your mouth.
Take y'all with me.
Exactly, Jada. Charlie's muted over here. He's a fucking puss. Little bitch has to hide his fucking lies after he does them. I remember, I never got whooped with a paddle, but I remember them with the holes in them, and they say that hurt worse.
Yes, I know what you did.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. It's been a really emotional morning for me for some reason, and
instead of all that loud jacket, so just hang in there.
I wonder if they still have like shop class. We should make like little nameplates, like you put on a desk. Did y'all make those where you put your name on them? Charlie, what are you doing, honey? Let's see here. Where are you going? He's out with Titty Lynn, searching.
I think a good driveway.
Where the fuck did he go? What the hell? Charlie going up to the damn mafia. Y'all had them in shop class, Selena?
I've been up this road before.
Let me mute this motherfucker a little bit. Arctic. I wasn't even close to her, and I'm very emotional over it. And my heart goes out to her family, her loved ones, her close friends on here that knew her. I just knew her, from, normal on here. And I really feel bad because I kind of went along with the crowd about the racist shit that came out, and I shouldn't have. That was back. It's no excuse. I done it. I did. I don't think I bashed her or anything. I don't think I was going live or anything then, but another learning lesson for me. And it's very. She was a tough cookie. Oh, did Charlie already close this shit down on me? Oh, there he is. I think I made one with my mom's name too, Selena. I can't remember my brother's name. I remember that though. I loved him. Damn nameplates. Um, but Hills was a good one, and she's made. There's a lot of sad people today that knew her, and I wasn't even close to her, and just. You been on it, Trader? See, you got to get him when he's live. This motherfucker. Then he's out there with Titty Lynn. Okay, hey Zena. I can't quit crying over a woman I'm not even friends with, y'all. It's wild what an impact she made on people and listening to her loved ones talk about her. Trisha, that broke my heart. You're smart, traders. You're smart. You own it. Oh, okay, I'm gonna listen to this fucker because I'm bawling like a little bitch.
Here's where I would get on the interstate to go towards Memphis. Surely goodness it would take a long way all the way down my pike. I would have go across the woods like I just did to get on 386, which is Vietnam Veterans. Okay. That would be great.
I'm gonna mute him because he just gabbles on you. They say he's hard hearing, and I found that out because the other day I was watching when he was with Titty Lynn, and she kept yelling his name and he wasn't answering. She was getting mad at him. The chat was trying to tell her he can't hear. He's hard hearing. It was funny though. Have a good one, lady. Go low. Hey, Eve. I'm a mess this morning. Yes, let's learn to be kinder to each other. For real, because this is sad, y'all. Hills with us for a long time. Well, it feels like a long time, and she always stood for what she believed in. She said it with her chest, And I can't imagine how people that were close to her feel. It's so fucking sad. Sorry, I'm crying. It's just. Oh, Charlie, look at your truck, honey. It's falling apart, it looks like. I know, right, Jaded? I'm heartbroken, and her family, people close to her, Arctic, seem to be close to her, and it's horrible. Okay, where's he going here? Let's listen to this fucker. Well, he's muted too. I can't hear him. He probably can't even tell when he's muted because he can't hear. Golly me, I can't see out one eye and I'm blind in the other. Arctic, I'm glad you had her, and I'm so sorry you lost her. I'm so sorry. And some probably don't feel what we feel, it's been around her I remember when she first came on, and I remember she got docs and stuff, and that was so unfair to her, and people didn't believe she was on hospice, and I never doubted that. I didn't. I didn't hate her or I didn't like her, but I stayed away because of racist stuff, you know, and that was bad of me. I didn't know her as a person, and I shouldn't have because I liked her. I followed her, everything until the end, and I shouldn't have done that. Lesson learned again. And let's be kind, y'all. It don't take nothing to be kind to each other, except for Charlie. I'm just pretty much trolling him. He loves me. Y'all remember? I don't know if y'all were in here the night. He come in my chat, and I was trolling him, and they thought they were going to make me mad, and they all left. Trader, she gave a lot of people grace. I've seen a lot of people say that. And it's heartbreaking. I haven't felt this way over anybody passing on here, and it's crazy. I don't really get close to a lot of people. I wasn't close to her. She just had this strong, I don't know, soul to her or something. I don't know what it is about her. I never doubted her either, Jaded.
So I can see along the fence line there. Looks like I'm going down. I gotta get my damn glasses. I just dropped. Oh, hang on, y'all. We're going down a hill. Water. All right, now we got to go back up. Good gracious. There's some stuff laying over there. Debris. I can't see what's under the water. It's real nasty.
You can't see or hear, can you, Charlie? Look at him. Hell, at least he's out of the truck today. At least Titty Lynn got him motivated. He usually we don't see him out of the truck. At least he's getting some exercise. Good job, Charlie boy. You never know, though. He might find something. You never know. Any little clue or anything. He's a grifter to me. Charlie, don't make me a softie towards you out there actually looking now. You got to get back in that truck so I can talk shit about you.
Yep, the water's got to go down. Water goes down, I can look a little bit better.
Charlie, you got a canoe, dude.
Get this heel.
Is he really using a Nokia?
Yeah, I wish the water was.
It wouldn't surprise me. My dad was old school like that.
Look, I mean, look how close it is. Embankment there.
Man, my glasses. I was wondering why I can't see out of them.
Water off of Master Creek, right here. There we go. Fix the streets out of the way. Got to look this one. Stinks. Stinky water. Yeah, water needs to go down. Some people are just idiots. Just drop trash out like that. And again, it may.
Jaded, I agree, put the camera down and search, but I'm telling you what, this is more than he usually does. Usually he sits in his truck. Yeah. His subs, I guess, bought him a canoe, and it sits in his truck. He says he got his canoe, but we never seen it. So why does everybody got to do fucking shit for the camera, man?
I will be able to get to the bottom of it once all the water goes away. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm going to clown. You be safe too, Zena. I love you, my friend.
Something like that. Shit. Y'all can see I'm going off.
But like I said, Jade, at least he's out of his truck today.
And at the bottom there, just if you go that way, there's a fence that runs along.
Looks like they're searching the same areas because he knows the area pretty well.
I guess to their interstates. They put a fence up or something.
Charlie, that money you're making, why don't you donate it?
Oh, shit. It's a lot. It's a lot.
There's these motherfuckers in every case. Ugh. Darn it, Selena. You better say hi to her. Same, Jaded. Same. That's why I don't like being monetized. I just don't feel right because let me mute him a second because he's just blabbering. I didn't purposely build this channel at all. My OGs know that. Jaded, you probably remember, but I started during Kylie Rodney's case, just posting little clips and stuff, you know. I never went live. I never went on a panel. Thank you, traders. Get out there and mow that grass. Shit, I need to get me a tan. I love getting me some suntan. You don't want to be caught in a shitty spot, that's for sure, or Zena. So we don't got to watch this fool. Traders is on it for us. Yeah, Traders got it. We didn't go watch this fucker. He didn't do much anyway. He's already not live. I fucking love Traders. He cracks me up. Hey, my love. But yeah, back to Kylie. I got like 2,000 subs in like literally like a month or something like that. It was like, whoa, it just kept coming and coming. And I was just posting shit I was digging for and finding, you know, nothing special. And I don't know, it just don't feel right. Because this channel was built because of Kylie Rodney, but this is like my original channel I've always used on here, so, you know. Oh, Eve, I hope you feel better, love. I'm tired of these fucking people doing this to these babies. And I've stepped back from a lot of creators covering true crime. I've lost friends over it. There's Sebastian. Sebastian's case has really, really opened my eyes to a lot and a lot of people. And I honestly feel bad that I even fucking blame Candace Wells of all people. Because she's so different than Katie, but there's still no proof of nothing. You know? No proof. 3 years and nothing on Little Summer. Y'all, if I cry, just bear with me. Hey, Sonia, love. How you doing? I wasn't going to come live because I'm a mess, but I needed to get my mind and talk to people that understand. But yeah, I've left a lot of channels. I've lost a few friends. I'm okay with it. But I can't support it anymore, this nasty shit to these people grifting off these babies. I can't do it. Or any case. I can't do it. Is she jaded? That is so good. And see, and like I said, I'm not even going to say that about Candace anymore. I'm not. Because we don't know. And for me to come and say that about the Wells says a lot. You know me, I was pretty strong about how I felt about them. And I will apologize to them, Dawn and Candace. They probably don't even fucking know who I am. Yeah, they do, but I'm sorry. I really am. And when I took a step back in Sebastian's case, I don't know. Something kept nagging at me from the beginning of Katie. Something just kept nagging at me. And I never believed she had anything to do with it. Chris, I wasn't sure. Seth, I wasn't sure. Katie, I just know in my heart. I took a step back and I watched all of her interviews over again, and I broke down, and it changed me. I don't know. It's like I put myself in her shoes. I've got a child not much older than Sebastian. He's of age, but it's a boy, and I couldn't imagine. Then you got Seth on here. And people just worship the ground he walks on because he's talking. Of course, he's making y'all money. Of course, you're going to talk to him. Hey, mind your business. I agree. But we don't know. We don't. Thank you, JD. I love you so much. Say ignorant things about their kids is missing. What they say, Selena. Y'all don't know. We don't know, y'all. These people demanding Katie to speak. Katie don't owe us anything at all. The people that she owes it to already know, and that's law enforcement, TBI, all that. They know. They can probably call her up at any time. Hey, Katie, come in and talk to us. Shoot, go. She ain't gonna talk to these motherfuckers on here. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. She gave them a chance during the first of the case, Look how that turned out. She got railroaded on one channel, and what the fuck, man? Grief and desperation don't, Jaden, that's so true. And everybody's like, well, I wouldn't act like that if my child was missing. You don't know how you would act. You don't know. We don't know how we would act, y'all. Everybody's like, well, I wouldn't leave that house. I would, because I'd be there by myself. And it probably wouldn't end well, honestly, thinking about where my kid was, and they wouldn't let me go search. There was this case, Arctic, if he's still here, he probably knows which one I'm talking about. Cocase Crystal was talking about it on Dutch's one night. The Boy Scouts or something went missing, or something about this boy went missing, and his dad went out, or brother one went out looking for him, and the dog picked up his dad. I think it was his dad's scent, and they thought it was the boy, and it wasn't, and it fucked up the whole thing, kind of. I don't remember the exact story. I went on Dutch's panel that night, actually. That's the night I apologized to Chris and Katie, and I still stand by that. I might not agree with none of them's way of parenting or their lifestyle or any of that, but that's not me to judge, because they probably don't agree with mine either. And I wouldn't stay at that house. I don't blame Katie. I don't. Getting death threats, having to stay there all by yourself while your husband's out working 3 hours away. I don't blame her, y'all. And there's nothing she could do. Nothing she could do. And now I see, because I used to say, well, Candace says law enforcement tells them not to do nothing. And I used to hold that against the Wells. I did. Yeah, Arctic, I can't remember the name either. It's about the Boy Scouts, but it's very interesting. Y'all listen to that on, I think it's on Cocase Crystal's channel, actually. Or maybe on Dutch's. I don't remember, because I came in late to it, but Crystal gave a recap of it. You talking about the Wells, mind your business. I agree. Every case is a money grab for somebody. It's like, look at Seth. Everybody worships him, but no, he's the one out here grifting. And then he comes out with this new theory that he thought all along that Katie overdosed him. Then why in the fuck did you go to North Carolina? He thought he was still alive. I mean, come on. No, you shouldn't. And who the fuck is this guy giving a lie detector test telling all this? Why is he having conversations with this dude like this? You were just supposed to give a lie detector test. And everybody's like, oh, but where's Katie's? They said she passed. Katie's is with law enforcement. Ziala. It ain't none of y'all's fucking business. like mind your business, that name, mind your business. Because trust me, law enforcement has Katie's polygraph. I guarantee it. Selena, I get that. Them bringing out negative things about Sebastian. I think they was just trying to bring out every aspect of him. You know, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't even want to think about what I would go through. Right, Jada. I agree. I agree. See, I didn't cover that one, but I know that name. You remember Cleo Smith, Arctic, not long ago in Australia? Went missing out of the tent. That creepo weirdo that collected those brat stalls got her. Everybody nailed the mom and dad to the fucking cross, man. Social media went hard at the mom and dad of Cleo Smith and got kidnapped out of a tent that her parents were sleeping in with her and her little sister or brother. She got kidnapped out of a tent by a creeper that collected brat stalls. And the internet crucified her family, and they were completely innocent. Just because they were the last ones to see her and be with her. That don't always mean nothing at all. I don't think I ever gave the whales any money. I didn't give Seth any money, but I did buy a t-shirt. Only because I wanted Sebastian's picture, and when I do go out in public and stuff, even if I wore it 3 days in a row, I don't care, I wear it. You don't know. Sorry, y'all, I'm a snotty mess crying, but it's been a fucking day for me. Yes, Arctic, they were, man. And just like here with all these cases, it's like it's the new people that come in with the cases that really keep this shit going, you know, because you know what I mean. Exactly, Selena. They did. It was like in the last year or two. Cleo Smith, a little girl. And the internet, YouTube crucified them. Like the parents, mom and dad just nailed them already to the cross. They were guilty because they were the last with. No, not total opposite. Here, we'll watch something on it. I actually covered it the other day. She goes, "Hi, my name is Cleo," or "My name is Cleo," or something like that. You know, they ask her a few times what her name is, and here is Dr. Todd Grande. I like him. Or here's, let's see. Yeah. Let me speed him up. I play a lot of his stuff. I ain't monetized, so I don't care. Just watch this. This really. Y'all make sure you're subbed up to Arctic Fox. He does amazing work for the missing, truly. Let's watch this little bit on Cleo. This here is very eye-opening, honestly.
This is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I offer an update on the case of Cleo Smith? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing by this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, including the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. In October 2021, 4-year-old Cleo Smith lived with her family in Carnarvon, Australia. This is in the state of Western Australia. She was cared for by her mother, Ellie Smith, and her stepfather, Jake Glidden. Cleo also had a younger sister. On October 15, 2021, Cleo and her family went on a vacation to the Quoba Blowholes campsite, which is about 50 miles north of where they lived. They arrived at about 6:30 p.m. The family stayed in a multi-room tent. There were over 100 other people.
You're welcome, Arctic. I adore
campsite.
you.
Cleo went to sleep at about 8 p.m. She was on an air mattress at 6:30 p.m. The family stayed in a multi-room tent. There were over 100 other people at the same campsite. Cleo went to sleep at about 8 p.m. She was on an air mattress right next to her younger sister, who was sleeping in a cot. Cleo's mother, Ellie, was sleeping in another room in the same tent. At 1:30 a.m., now on October 16, Cleo woke up and requested water. After drinking the water, she went back to sleep. As the family was sleeping in their tent, a 36-year-old man named Terrence Darrell Kelly made his way to the campsite. He lived in Carnarvon. His house was only about 2 miles away from where Cleo and her family lived. Terrence was high on methamphetamine and was looking to steal from tents and motor vehicles at the campsite. sometime between 2:40 and 4:40 a.m., Terrence unzipped the tent that Cleo and her family were in. Upon seeing Cleo, Terrence decided to kidnap her. This appeared to be a crime of opportunity. He grabbed Cleo's sleeping bag with her in it and made his way back to his vehicle. Terrence then used dirt roads to avoid detection on the trip back to his house. At 3:05 a.m., which was either right before or after the kidnapping, Terrence activated his phone. He had deactivated it prior to arriving in the area. It's not clear why he chose to turn it back on. His phone pinged a tower near the campsite. This would later prove quite important. At about 6:20 a.m., Cleo's mother, Ellie, woke up and realized that Cleo and her sleeping bag were missing from the tent. The entryway to the tent was almost all the way open. When it had been closed, the zipper was higher than Cleo could have reached. This, combined with the missing sleeping bag, made it look like Cleo was kidnapped as opposed to simply walking away from the tent on her own. The police were called at 6:23 a.m. and arrived at the campsite at 7:10 a.m. They conducted an intense search of the area around the campsite, but after 5 days without success, they concluded that Cleo was not there. They realized that someone must have taken her. On October 21, the Western Australian government offered a $1 million reward for information leading to the return of Cleo Smith. The police started analyzing massive amounts of data. For example, they received hundreds of tips. They had to review tens of thousands of hours of surveillance video. The police searched garbage bins hoping to find any clue about where Cleo was or who could have taken her. And they analyzed cell phone activity, including data from the tower near the campsite. There were hundreds of thousands of data sets from that one tower. As the data analysis continued, Terrence Kelly started to emerge as the prime suspect. On November 2, the police placed his house under surveillance. When he left, they pulled him over and placed him under arrest. At 12:46 a.m., now on November 3, the police raided his house and found Cleo Smith alone in a bedroom. She was playing with dolls and appeared to be unharmed, at least physically. A detective asked for her name 3 times. After the 3rd time, she responded, "My name is Cleo." On November 4, Terrence Kelly was charged with forcibly taking a child under 16 and other offenses. He admitted that he was responsible. He told the police that he had attempted to restrain Cleo with tape, but she resisted. He also mentioned roughing her up when she became bossy or asked for chocolate. When Terrence was home, Cleo was free to wander around his house. When he left for work, he locked her in a bedroom and turned on a radio so people would not be able to hear Cleo. Eventually, Terrence pleaded guilty to child stealing and obstructing police officers. On April 5, 2023, he was sentenced to 13 and a half years in prison. The maximum sentence was 20 years, but Terrence received credit for time served, as well as a 25% early guilty plea discount. He will be eligible for parole in 11 and a half years. Now moving to my analysis. There is no question that Terrence Kelly was guilty of kidnapping Cleo Smith. The debate in this case is really about his level of culpability. What would a fair sentence look like in this case? His defense made an argument that he was mentally ill and therefore impaired. Let's take a look at the background of Terrence Kelly. He was born sometime around 1985 in an indigenous community in Wickham, Australia. This is almost 1,000 miles north of Perth. His family was economically disadvantaged, and his parents fought with each other. His mother drank heavily and used marijuana, and his father was violent. When Terrence was 2 years old, social workers found alcohol in his baby bottles. His parents abandoned him, and he was placed in the care of his aunt, who he viewed as his grandmother. His aunt had some difficulties of her own. She drank excessive quantities of alcohol, and social services removed all 6 of her biological children from her care. As if this wasn't bad enough, she also collected stone unicorns. Terrence had negative encounters with other children. For example, he developed a hearing impairment and was provided hearing aids, but stopped using them because he was bullied. When Terrence was around 7 years old, there was a radical shift in his behavior. He became difficult to manage. When he was 12 years old, his behavior became even worse after a visit from his parents. Sharp objects were found under his bed, and he was hospitalized due to thoughts of self-harm. Terrence was diagnosed with ADHD and oppositional defiant disorder. He also had trouble with bedwetting. Just before he turned 14, Terrence spent 2 weeks in his father's care. Social workers found that his father was violent during that visit. Around the same time, Terrence saw his mother for the last time. He was expelled from school due to difficult and disruptive behavior. His aunt could no longer care for him because he was violent.
We don't really need to hear about that creepo, but it just shows you. What if Katie was a deep sleeper, Selena? We don't know. Seth let him on the internet. He played online games at Seth's house. Katie didn't let him have internet access, from what I know. I mean, that's why, like Jada said, this is a perfect example. Seems like Australia, though, is a little more on it because they had $1 million reward. Let me see here. But this case is a perfect example of don't blame anybody. Go by what is put out, what you know, not what you speculate, nothing like that. You can't. We don't know. And I was one that thought the parents done this, and I should have learned my lesson then, but I didn't. Hold on here. Show this here. You can't always blame the parents. You can't.
Australian police call it the miracle they were hoping for. The pre-dawn rescue of 4-year-old Cleo Smith, found safe and sound 18 days after she first went missing. An ordeal that began at this remote camping site on October 16th. Cleo's mother says on the first morning of a family camping trip, she woke up.
Here we go. Here you go, Lisa. Why don't you watch this story here, because this Australian girl that went missing, you're a little late, I can tell. Her parents right there, they were in a tent. Some dude stole Cleo out of a tent that her parents were in. Well, her mom and stepdad and baby sister. A tent. And they crucified these parents, just like they are Chris and Katie. And they were completely innocent. Some guy that collects Bratz dolls kidnapped that baby girl. Not the parents. Parents had nothing to do with it. They were completely innocent. That's where we go. It's possible. There's plenty of cases.
Up to find her daughter gone.
The tent was completely open. It was about 30 centimeters from being open, and I mean, I turned around to Jake and I just said, like, Claire's gone.
The child's disappearance triggered a manhunt that spread nationwide. The state government offering $1 million Australian reward for information, echoed by desperate appeals from Cleo's family.
Really, all we need is a little go home.
Police announced they solved the mystery early Wednesday morning.
The outcome that was achieved at about 1 a.m. this morning, when 4 officers went in and broke down the door and found little Cleo in a room. And as you can see, she's alive, she's safe, and she's back with mum and dad.
Police found her alone in this house in her family's hometown of Carnarvon, some 30 miles or 48 kilometers from the camping site.
You know, I just wanted to be absolutely sure that, you know, it certainly looked like Cleo. I wanted to be absolutely sure it was her. So I said, "What's your name?" And she didn't answer. And I said, "What's your name?" She didn't answer again. So I asked for the third time, and then she looked at me and she said, "My name's Cleo."
Yes. Police say Cleo was physically unharmed and reunited soon after with her parents. Police have a 36-year-old man who is unrelated to Cleo's family currently in custody. They say they expect to press charges for what they describe as an opportunistic abduction soon. The rescue, which officials describe as the result of a hard police grind involving 140 police officers, is now being celebrated across the country. But most importantly, by her parents. Cleo's mother, Ellie, announcing, "Our family is whole again." Ivan Watt.
Lisa, I'm sorry if I came snappy at you. I've had a really, it's no excuse, I shouldn't, but so many people just come at me because I try to instill this into people's mind. I'm sorry. But you're right. Where do we go? Yes. And like, I don't know if you heard it, Australia offered like $1 million reward to find Cleo, you know? And hey Toodles, America's so fucked. Exactly, jaded. Arctic, I'm sorry. I'm emotional fucking. I shouldn't have came on here, but I needed to. Yeah. And I think they need to start doing something for people like Micah, you know? Start making examples of these men that do this shit, that push women, or men too. Men's mental health matters too, y'all. It's not just women. Men just don't talk about it like women do. Men don't talk about it with their buddies, I assume. And, you know, I don't know that case, Eve. I mean, there's just so many, you know, Arctic listed off a few earlier, and there's just so many. And if we all just take a step back, I mean, like I said, I just apologize to Don and Candace fucking Wells, you know? We don't know, y'all. Anything could have happened. And Sebastian, you know, he was 15. He could have walked out that front door, y'all, and wrong place, wrong time, crime of opportunity, like this one with Cleo. Just this dude went looking for drugs or something to steal, and he found a kid. I don't know why he would take the kid, but he did. I don't know. It's very possible. And I do not believe with all my heart that Katie is guilty. I don't. But that's just my opinion. And I don't know about the men. I'm just gonna leave that alone. But yeah. Everybody's giving Katie a hard time, and she don't say nothing. She's staying silent. She's hiding, and she don't owe the internet motherfucking thing. None of us. Nothing. Zero. Big fat zero. Only ones, like I said earlier, she owes is law enforcement. And I guarantee they already know all they need to know from her. You think if she was not cooperating that they would have done locked her ass up? Come on, y'all. Get real. They would have done locked her up. Or somebody. They would have done interrogated people. Come on. They would have interrogated all three of them. I don't think any of the three of them had anything to do with Sebastian disappearing. I don't. I believe that in my heart. None of the three of them. In some way or form, yes, maybe all three of them failed Sebastian at some point in his life. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I don't know the details. But I do know Seth hit him. Seth hit him in his head. And it's documented. I do know that. That's what I do know. And that pisses me off. I could have killed that baby. I will. I'm going to screenshot that right now, Eve. Thank you. I will look at that. And I might go over it, you know, just comparison like Cleo's. I done a live on it one day. Toodles, why though? They don't owe us nothing. I don't blame them. Keep it close to your vest. It keeps the case tight. It keeps on, I don't know. They said that she seemed unharmed physically. They didn't really say much after they found her, Selena. But Toodles, the police don't owe us shit. They don't. Yeah, I get so they don't go after the parents, but these adults on here need to do better. You know, I'm just saying. Trust me, you can ask Jada. I've came a long ways. Even Eve can probably tell you. I've came a long ways on here, and I am going to brag a little bit because I'm proud of myself. If I can make a turnaround and do better for this world and the missing, so can everyone. The police work for us. Not Hendersonville police or any of that up there. They don't owe us nothing. I agree, Arctic. That's, oh God, I have so many opinions on that. Even with that 911 call and stuff. And I can't believe that was part of I need to change this, my thumbnail, I guess. But that's one thing that made me want to go live. People playing that 911 call for content. That broke me, hearing that. It could have been me. It could have been a lot of women. Toodles, it don't matter what our taxes pay or whatever. They don't owe us shit. They don't have to tell us nothing. Go up in their face and tell them you demand to know about Sebastian. See what they tell you. They're going to laugh at you. It's just the rules. It's how it goes. You know, in our jobs, we have rules. They're like HIPAA. They can't tell shit. You know, doctors can't tell just anybody your medical information. We pay the doctors. It's the police. Nobody owes us nothing. They don't. Like I said, I was in JLRs this morning and people was trying to do a welfare check on Katie, calling St. Jude Hospital, harassing them about if Chris was at work that day. I'm like, what the fuck? Doctors are different, but I'm just saying nobody owes us nothing in any of these cases. I remember that, Arctics. I'm saying your name wrong because I'm all fucking, ugh. It don't matter what pays what. Y'all, we are not entitled to anything in this world. Not even our own lives, actually. That's God's say, you know? And we could do better out here, y'all. Like, Hills in the air passing away, that really fucked me up. And I wasn't even friends with her. We never know when it's going to be our day, or our child, or us. And you want this kind of shenanigans going on here? Every bit of your family history, all the family dirt, every bad thing you've ever done in your life held against you? No, you don't. Selena, honey, don't feel bad. It happens. It does. Yeah, Hills and Air passed away. Yes, Jules. It happens, Selena. It does. And we just gotta be open-minded. I should have learned from Cleo's case, and I didn't. I didn't learn. I learned now, though. And Sebastian's case is always going to be close to my heart, but I'm not going to get on here and trash Katie for it. I couldn't imagine. That could be us, y'all. You're okay, Toodles? Yeah, I'm a mess right now. So I've been crying all last night. It started on Dutch's. We were going over Micah, and that case really gets close to my heart because that could have been me or anybody. He is the cutest thing, and I pray we find him alive. I do. Could you imagine though? We were in Katie's shoes, and the internet was coming at us like that. And would you stay in a big ass house like that, getting death threats and all kinds of stuff, and people stalking you, and all by yourself, getting in your head, you know, and all these thoughts running through your head? And it would. I don't blame her. I don't blame her for leaving and going with her husband. I mean, no matter what Katie does, she's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. If she was out here talking, people would be talking about her. They would be critiquing every word she said, and y'all know that. Wacky halos. They would if she was talking. And people's like, oh, Sith passed his polygraph. Yeah, with the big fucking biggest tragedy OG pimp there is, Nancy Grace. Of course, she's using it for content. Yeah, Toodles. She'd been on like not full-time hospice. It was like she had COPD, and she fell actually yesterday on her live. Her hip broke yesterday on her live while she was live, and she couldn't even end her live. and he killed her. She was only supposed to live like 6 months, and she lived like 3 years. She was tough. Yeah. Yeah, Nancy Grace. People's just taking her for every word she fucking got. I like Nancy Grace. I do watch her, but she's an OG tragedy pimp. And then Katie done her polygraph with law enforcement the right way, the first one. And everybody's like, oh, wait, we seen it, because you shouldn't be hearing about it. I mean, like the questions and all that, just if you passed or not. She does have a strong pimp hand. I like Nancy Grace too, I do, but a lot of her shit I know she does for content and the wow factor, and like the money shot, and she's a tragedy pimp for sure. She killed me though when she went to Idaho 4. That meme that was going around over, it was like Bernie Sanders going around with the fucking gloves. Exactly, Arctic. Exactly. Exactly. Look at Koberger or Idaho 4, for instance, which that's a shit show now. I quit following that. But I don't know if y'all did, but my suspicions was like Jack or this one, or Adam at the bar or somebody at the grub truck thing, or come out to be Brian Koberger. And everybody's like, who the fuck's Brian Koberger? And we still don't even know if it's him, you know? East Coaster, don't say that. We can't. No, we're not going to. Sorry, we're not doing that. Not here. We're not going to blame anybody for anything like that no. That's pretty fucking petty. I'm sorry. We're not doing that here. Now, if it's Micah Miller, yeah, it's different. It is her ego, Jay. That's me too. It's like, but she's a tragedy pimp. Like I said, she's an OG, man. We just never know in these cases, y'all. Idaho 4 is different, it's murder and they found bodies, whatever, but I don't care what you've seen her nag off the wall. You're not gonna come here and talk that shit in my chat. Go somewhere else with that. Athena Strain, is that the FedEx one? I know there's 2 Athenas and I get them mixed up. Oh yeah, I kept reading. I'd seen that. Yes, yes, exactly, Arctic. Yes. Yeah, East Coaster. We're not going to point fingers at anybody for someone taking their life or anything like that. Like, no, even if it is Nancy Grace, I'm not going to do that over here. I'm trying to do better over here. It's never too late to be a better person and to learn and to grow within yourself. It isn't. Yeah, I thought it was a stepmom too, Arctic. I did. Understood. Good. Thank you for saying that. Which I couldn't imagine living with Nancy Grace, honestly, but we're not going to go that far. I remember that, Selena. I remember that. Yeah, like she's OG tragedy pimp, ain't she? She got her pimp chain. That's, but isn't it weird though that it took her all this time to come out about Seth's polygraph? And Seth was sitting on panel and said he fell asleep, but nobody mentioned that. Seth himself said that. I don't know, Wacky. just prayers, everybody, to Hills and the Airs, family, friends, loved ones, everybody, that this whole community, really, because it's really hit this community hard. No, you're blocked, East Coaster. Somebody blocked that fucker. I'm not up for that. I've seen you before. You're one sick, fucked up person, East Coaster. Seek help, dude. Wow. Seriously? You're sick. Yeah, Nancy's been around a long time. I don't think people actually realize, Wacky, how long she's actually been around, you know? I think it's between the tragedy pimps on here and TikTok. TikTok's fucking horrible. Oh my God. I love TikTok, but not for true crime. I do not fuck with TikTok and true crime. It's Natasha Cooper's on there, for fuck's sake. But like every case, you know, new people get drawn into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, Cena? Probably Rapper. Is that you, Rapper? Be kind, y'all. For real, be kind. You don't know what someone's going through behind the screens. You don't know. And I'm even taking my own advice. I really am. And stand for what you believe in, even if you got to stand alone. Stand for it with your chest. You know, just be proud. I agree, Wacky. I do not get involved with TikTok and true crime. It's a mess over there for that. Now I've noticed a lot of TikTokers are coming over here. Fuck, can't escape them. Just do better, y'all. Just being nice to someone, saying hi to someone in chat might could save their day, save their life. You never know. There was somebody, I can't remember who it is, that was in a chat once, and someone said something to them because when they come in chat, they're a mod. I can't remember who it was. It's been a while. And someone asked them that, or said something like they like how they say hi to everybody coming in. You know, like they welcome everybody, they acknowledge everybody that comes to the chat. And that person said, well, I know how it feels to go to a chat and nobody speak to you. That really hit me, you know, because that day you could be the only one speaking to that person and you never know. TikTok can be hard to navigate, but it's easy once you get the hang of it, Auntie. It really is. I squirrel off on there for hours sometimes. That's my safe place, kind of. My little escape from YouTube. But you just never know, y'all. And Micah's case has really got me too. And like, allegedly, I don't know, these posts have come out from people that went to the church she did that are now speaking out since she passed away and said that they wish they could have done something or something. And it's like, if you see something, say something. This day and time, you've got to say something. If you ain't got no proof, then you can't say nothing. Go by facts. Go about law, you know, from law enforcement. Don't harass the families, because that could be you. It could be your missing child. It could be your family that's drugged through the fucking ringer on here. Eve, you're awesome. I love you. But yeah, when someone said that, she said, I know how it feels to go into a chat and nobody acknowledge me. Like, oh my God, I've done that and I leave. I'll leave. I don't care. Sometimes it depends on topic, but a lot of times I don't even chat in these chats. Oh, Arctic, I'm so sorry for your loss. That's a hard one. I'm so sorry. Hugs to you, Arctic. You're a good dude. Keep up the good fight, bro, for real. I'm glad I got to meet you. Well, you know what I mean, meet you. You keep up the good fight. You and Duchess are kind of learning me a little bit here. Duchess, she's fucking amazing. She really is. I told her one day, I said, Duchess, I want to be you when I grow up. Oh, congratulations, Sonia. Oh my God, I bet you are so excited. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, my love. You deserve it. It's hard living with family. I know you appreciate it and stuff, but it's nothing like your own place, You deserve it. I love you, Sonia. Eve is awesome. I love her. You told her the same thing, Zena. She's amazing. She's like, she has dignity and respect and everything for these people, and that's what it should be. Party at Sonia's? Okay, let's go. Just do better. Hey, HP. What you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time. I'm a crybaby mess. SRB, hey, love. Oh, that's good, Wacky. Roommates are horrible to live with. I'm sorry. I hate roommates. It just never goes good. It's like your family. You're going to get on each other's fucking nerves. I don't text nobody no more, HP, honestly. My mind's just been so fucked up, and I've been self-reflecting and working on me, I ain't really been going live, honestly. But today I had to. I was going to last night, then I got caught up in Micah Miller's case, and y'all go watch Duchess's live on that from last night. It's a great live. Y'all want to have, not somebody tragedy pimping off a case. Duchess is great. Arctic too. Right, Arctic. I do. I try to acknowledge everybody too. And I know some of the bigger people, with hundreds of people in their chat, it's hard to sometimes. I get that, but some of them don't even try. They don't. They don't even try to say shit. You can tell what they're there for. You just never know. Just saying hi to that person might save them that day. You never know. Have a great day, Jaded. I love you. Thank you. Oh, hell yeah. The pool's worth it, Wacky. That would sell me right there. The pool. Yes. And I used to work up there where you live, well, the state you're in, and it gets hot as fuck up there. It gets hot everywhere in the summer. I don't care where you are, it gets hot. You leave. Oh, I'm glad you got hurt, Arctic. You got me now too, so get over it now. And just know, Arctic, if you need anything, I'm always there, honestly. And I don't run and tell people's business, and I promise. I'm there for anybody that needs someone. Even if I don't like you, I'll still be there for you. I like all y'all in chat. I'm just saying. It was 75 yesterday. Yeah, we're in the summer months. We're getting there. How you been, SRB? I ain't seen you around in a while. Well, I ain't really been around myself. I quit following a lot of channels. Sebastian's case really opened my heart, my eyes to a lot. You just melted on Monday? Is it hot up there already, Zena? Oh, you mean ice, maybe? Snow? Oh, I hate rain. And prayers to all those that was affected by the tornadoes and storms. It's been hell. Last day of school. Man, I remember I used to love last days of school. Did y'all like, hey, ramen noodles is not, they're not bad. You know, they make a turd. Arkansas. Are you close to the plot? Oh, I bet SRB. That's horrifying. Yeah, the tornadoes like went from Alabama all the way up to Michigan, man. It's crazy. Hey, you can fancy ramen noodles up too. Get you like some canned chicken. I know everybody's like, ooh, canned chicken, but I'm telling you something, in hard times, that canned chicken, put it in some ramen and some seasoning, you're pretty good. Go. You can dress that shit up. Homemade ramen. Oh, I've never had it. I've only had the packs. Zena, there is. That's not like bunkers, but people have basements. There's like, see, I was born and raised in Kentucky, and we didn't have a basement. And like when I lived in Tornado Alley Park, and when tornadoes would come, there was a church that had an underground parking garage that a lot of people would go to. There's places like people can go. I don't know if it's like in every state, but like in Florida, you can't have basements. There's no basements in Florida, but there's hurricanes. Oh wow, Washington even had tornadoes. Wow, it's been the whole United States, ain't it? It's crazy. I think it's going to be a crazy hurricane season. That sounds good, SRB. That does sound good. You live in an apartment, no basement. Do you have like somewhere you can go, Eve? And Arctic, thank God your town got spared. And pray for those around you. It's wild, man. I'd rather have a hurricane, though. Honestly, I've been through both, and I'd rather have a hurricane because at least you have time to prepare a little bit. You know, hurricanes and tornadoes, man, they just fucking bam, they're there, and it's like fuck. Sometimes you ain't got time to go nowheres. Yeah, that's a good idea. It seems like get worse and worse every year. Oh wow, I believe that, but it's very rare here. Hey, at least you got something, Eve. Oh, you got bunkers. Good deal, Sonia. $3 from Little Rock. Have you seen Don Wells over there, Arctic? Anywhere in Arkansas? That's where our accent comes from, is yours. I knew it was south. I didn't know where. I don't like asking people where they're from, you know. Yeah, keep an eye on the skies. Zena, do y'all get or Jaded too? Well, Jaded left. Do y'all get tornadoes and stuff up there? I know somebody said there was a tornado. No, it was Sonia said they had a tornado watch or whatever. I think I'd rather have tornadoes than all that snow, though. Your son has a basement. Good deal. But you're moving out of there, Sonia. Y'all do get tornadoes up there? Wow. So you don't think about it, though. Other countries might not get the same weather as us and stuff. Like, I mean, even like other states don't even get hurricanes, you know? Georgia, Alabama, Texas, obvious areas. I never went through nothing like that in Kentucky. Tornadoes, yeah, but not hurricanes. It's a totally different ballgame, but I'd rather go through a hurricane than a tornado any day. Like I said, at least you got time to prepare. Sorry, I'm all sniffly. If anybody's watching, whatever, I don't care. I'm a big crybaby. That's good, Zena, because see, I was talking about the underground church. Under the church has, you know, the parking underground where we could go in Kentucky. And I actually used to go there because I took my dogs and yeah. Wacky, I never went through a earthquake, but when I was out in Cali working, I did see what was that damn county? I talked about this. It might have been you, Wacky. Petaluma. Is that the name, Petaluma? The ground had fucking cracks in it that I could fit down in. It was wild. And I was so paranoid every time I went there to work. Yeah, I follow it, SRB, because all my family's back in Kentucky. And yeah, it's crazy. Who saw me? I'm probably not even saying that right because I'm hillbilly, but yeah, I don't even want to. Oh no, I don't even want to think about that. Don't even want to think about that. Water terrifies me. You're only 5 minutes away. Okay, Sonia, watch that sky, baby, and don't take the warnings and stuff lightly. You know what I mean? Like, take them serious. And I messed up my first year I lived in Florida. I'm not in that area no more, but yeah, yeah. And then last year I left. I should have left the first year. Oh, Eve, I love you. You boot scooting boogie to that hallway, don't you? I love you. Hey, it's better than nothing, though. It is. You know, and I think about the homeless in these situations. You have a great day too, Auntie, and thank you for coming by. Thank y'all for coming over here and joining me because I was a fucking mess. Said I wasn't going to come live because I was a mess. And I was like, well, I need to talk to people that understand what the hell I'm going through and why I'm a mess. Because you talk to normal people that's not on YouTube, they're like, what the fuck? So it just means a lot to have people to talk to sometimes that understand you, you know? This ain't like I want to take my life or nothing, but you never know. You never know. Instead of tornado watching, let's do dawn watching. Sit on the porch with the naders. I love y'all are here. I do. Oh yeah, they get fucking massive down here, Zena. Especially in like Kansas and stuff where it's flat and there's nothing to break up the tornadoes. It's horrible. I mean, they'll fuck up anything, but where they can really get up speed on flat land, Indiana, that flat land's the worst place for them, in my opinion. It's all bad, but we do get tornadoes off of hurricanes. If you're like on, I can't remember what they call it, the back part of the hurricane. It'll, it comes around in a circle, and you can get storms. Storm surge. That's what they call it. Storm surge is like worse than the hurricane sometimes, because that's where all the rain and stuff comes from. In the hurricanes, is the surges, not the actual hurricane. Yeah, the hurricane, but y'all get what I'm saying. Dirty side. I don't even know what side she's on, Zena. I don't know. I'm not good with Canada geography. Probably saying that wrong. I know America. A lot of dust twisters. Where did I see them at? Utah, I think it was. Was it? No? Yeah, maybe. No. I think it was Utah. I don't remember. I've seen dust twisters though. They're kind of wild. Oh, let me see here if Oh Charlie's went live anymore because I can't stand that grifting fuck. Oh, Adam Montgomery's sentencing. I can't watch that. Harmony's case broke me, and I can't watch that. I'm curious if he shows up though. We could watch that though. I would like to see the sentencing. Let me see if I can find it here. Where could I find that at? Court TV? Daybell. See, I don't know nothing about the Daybell case or the Vallow case. We are going to watch some. Let's see. Okay, it just started. Y'all want to watch this? Yeah, I almost forgot SRB. Hey, Duchess. I love you, beautiful. Thank you for everything, and thank you for being amazing. Just thank you, Duchess. You mean a lot to me. Like I said, I want to be you when I grow up. Will you sit on the couch with me, Duchess? Look at that beautiful woman inside out. She's fucking amazing. I don't know, Sonia. I'm curious if he's going to be there. And I've never seen nobody have to go, like, he didn't go through the trial and stuff, whatever, did he? Or whatever it was. I've never seen that happen. Or that was fucked up. They should have made him hear what he'd done to her. I couldn't watch it because it broke my heart. Harmony got me. You be safe, Cena. I love you. Always a good fight. Always. I'll try my best. I don't know, SR, because I haven't kept up with it. You be safe driving, Duchess. This is it right now, and it don't look like nobody's in there yet. Oh, here we go. Maybe. Maybe not. He should have to be there for sentencing, surely to God. Might have been Kansas where I seen the dust twisters, because I stayed in Kansas 1 o'clock, so like, what, 6 minutes? He has to show, he should on this. He should have been there through the fucking trial and heard what he done to that baby and shit. He got off easy, in my opinion. Well, what the hell? Oh yeah, we got 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Oh, God, I haven't cried in a long. I needed this cry that I've had in the past 2 days. It's always good for the soul to have a good cry sometimes. Hey, I'm gonna take a little potty break while we wait on Adam's stuff to come up here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to blow my nose. I blow my nose like 500 times, so nobody tell me to blow my snotty nose. Okay? No, I got one. I've been crying for 2 days. Hearing the passing of Heels in the air really, really got me. She got a lot of people. She was a strong, tough woman. I know that. And she stood very firm in what she believed in. And I love that about her. Now that I look back, you know, stand for what you believe in, even if you got to stand alone. I agree, Selena. You have a great day, Arctic. And thank you for joining us, bro, for real. And much love to you. Yeah, it broke my heart too. About Heels. Adam's a fucking piece of shit. Him and Kayla both. I'm sorry. They should have let him out on the street. Let him get some street justice because he'll be protected in prison. Ain't no prison justice no more. Unless they accidentally let him slip out, you know, or something that's happened. There was a case that happened he got out into a general pop and GP and they got him, attacked him. I can't remember what that was. It's been a while. Y'all have been so amazing today, everybody. Thank you. And thanks for listening to me, have my TED Talk and my all that. SRB, I've been tore up ever since I've heard about Heels. Actually, I heard about it last night, and when I got off Duchess's live, since hers ended, I seen, here we go. I seen Queen Bee had went live, and I went over there, and Trisha was over there from Web Sleuths, and it broke my heart. There's no volume. It's not my end. I've been a mess, SRB. I've talked about everything. I just want us all to do better as humans, you know? Because we never know when our day's coming or our loved one, or we never know when our child's going to go missing, and we don't want to be put through hell like these families are on the internet. What if that was us in Katie's shoes? And people were going at our family like that. What if somebody was going at you because your child was missing and you wouldn't talk and you were hiding because you're getting death threats and shit, you know? She will be missed. I wasn't close to her and it's broke my heart. I can't imagine those that are close to her. What the hell? Come on. I will put this on the big in here. I used to stream some trials. I need to start doing that again because I enjoyed that. Because I'd put it in my ear and just listen to it all day, you know? I could not listen to this trial at all. None of it. Just looking at Little Harmony's picture crushes me. What the fuck are they doing here? Come on, you're 3 minutes late. I couldn't do it, SRB. And I told myself I wasn't going to get involved in any more kid cases after Harmony, but here I am. They draw me for some reason and they break my heart every time. The case that got me into true crime was Lacey Peterson. I even named one of my kids after that case. It's wild, but yeah, that's the case that I started true crime. or following it. I wasn't on YouTube then. I got on YouTube for Chris Watts' case. When was that? 2018. Oh my God, it's almost been 6 years. It's not muted on nobody's end. They're muted on their side, not my side. Hey, Superior Dreams. Good to see you. Cute kitty cat. I bet Adam's done something to fuck this up. They're usually on it, aren't they? Or something, or... Maybe this is it? Probably SRB, some shit. He... Yeah, something's going on, I think. They're like not showing nothing. I put me some eye drops in. Cried so much my eyes are dry. That's wild. Me too. Sorry, he's just a fucking monster. Period. Demon. Evil. Piece of shit. Like, yeah. Kayla too. Everybody's, but we wouldn't know what we knew without her, but still, she knew and didn't help that baby. She helped pack that baby around from what I heard. Eyes are so fucking dry. Yeah, they're not giving us nothing here. Oh my God, Zena, you be careful. Exactly, SRB. She did. The streets are gonna get her. I guarantee it. People out there ain't forgot. The streets will get Kayla, in my opinion. So I said, let Adam loose out there. Streets will take care of him. No, don't let him out. Let him fucking rot in prison. What are they doing here? Is it just this channel? Let's see. Watch Duty Ron's live. Everybody's live right now. Yeah, nobody's got it up yet. It's like this for everybody. Something's going on, in my opinion. You know, why don't he do something for Harmony if he obviously gave no fucks about that baby. Tell what he done with her body, man. You know, let us lay that baby to rest somehow or something. His transport to drop him off. I bet he acted a fool somehow or another. We'll hear about it, won't we? If it happens, something happened. Yeah, they're usually not late like this. They're usually right on time-ish. Oh, mate. Well, they give us a little bit of sound and they take it. And it's probably, they gotta have probably high security with him going there because they know he's like one of the fucking most hated men in the world. I plugged my computer up, almost dying on me. I'm holding on hope too they do find her body. And the way they got the camera angled here, something's going on. Come on. Like everybody's fucking live. There's 5.6K watching this flag right now. Or, yeah. Crazy. Oh, this sucks. So I'm going to play a song while we wait. One of my favorite songs, and I think it's very fitting. I like to play music. Another reason I don't like to be monetized. Oh, is it going to tell us something now? Hold on. No. Hey, Yvonne. I know that's horrible, ain't it? It is. From what I did hear, because I didn't watch the trial, I didn't want to know the details. What I did hear, I don't feel like, I don't even want to say it. Y'all can imagine what I'm going to say. Okay, I'm going to play a song real quick.
World getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate the values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, or we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheap. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting, and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. Need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I love that song too. It's my favorite song right now. I know, ain't it wild? It's his grandson, yeah. And Struggle Jennings' daughter, Brianna, I don't know which way she said it. She's got an amazing voice too. I love to hear her sing. Him and her's actually got some songs together. Me too, SRB, me too. It's very powerful, you know, especially for like fighting for kids and, you know. And I follow him on TikTok and he said that, that song, it's like 3 years old, I think. It might be older than that. Let me see how old that song is. Yeah, 3 years ago. 28 million views. He said it's getting back up on the charts right now. Good. People need to hear the truth, you know? It's the truth right there in that song. That's what. They're still not doing nothing here, y'all. It's like 20 minutes late. What the hell? Like, I've left it on. Yeah. What is going on with that? Adam, what the fuck are you pulling, dude? Everybody's waiting on it. I'm checking. Everybody's looking at what we're looking at. Very truthful. Yeah, he does have a daughter, Yvonne. Her name's Brianna. Brianna Harness. Her last name is Harness. I'll actually drop her link. I like to hear her sing. She used to date Ron Upchurch. It's actually how I know her. And I didn't. I knew of her, but I didn't never hear nothing of her. Here we go. Maybe. No. Oh. They just give us little tidbits. Right, Superior Dreams. Yeah, if he comes all roughed up looking in red and shit, well, no, he fucking put up a fight or something. They keep giving us little snidbits and nothing. Something's going on. Because usually when they go live, they're ready to get on with it. You're welcome, Yvonne. Yep, can't mistake that look. Sure can't. And plus how pale he is. We just know he's got that face that, yeah, I'll go sit on my couch. I don't put nothing past him. You do that to your baby girl? He has evil eyes. Yep, Superior Dreams. No fucking remorse. None. That's why I think it's kind of fucked up. They didn't make him come to his own fucking trial. That was really. They should have made him sit there and listen to what he done. Made him listen to Kayla. And I've never seen nothing like that. Yep, put me on the couch, Sonia. Because I'll lose my shit over this one. It's this is wild. You think they would have been different? Yeah, Kayla probably wouldn't have said as much as she did. That's probably true, Superior. I don't think she would have said as much as she did. I did listen to a little bit of hers, but I couldn't. I couldn't. But I know she helped seal the deal, and then they let her out, which was kind of smart because the streets will take care of her. Right, Celine, that's what I'm saying. When did you get a choice? Look at that old man there. It kills me when they have the bailiffs are really old. I feel sorry for them because what if they have somebody that fucking comes there and goes nuts and they ought to put fucking Joe Biden there. See, I didn't watch it, Superior Dreams. I couldn't. That's true. That makes sense. That might have been why they know he's evil. I like though that they are starting to get these motherfuckers for these babies without bodies, because they look like the West boys. They got somewhat justice. They're getting somewhat justice in these cases, and they're not just letting them go until they find a body. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the equivalent SRB.
You are sorry pieces of shit.
I love him. That's for you, Kayla, and fucking Adam. This is wild. This is almost 30 minutes late. I've never seen nothing like this. Leave it to fucking Adam Montgomery. I love Ron. He comes over here sometimes and sees us. There's another one I got to. One day he was on the road cussing up a storm.
Fucking bitch.
Cracks me up. Oh, that was over the, yeah, I tried, Sonia, I did. I tried to listen to it because I was into that case and I couldn't listen to the trial. Yeah, Duty Ron he's awesome. Like, I don't follow a lot of the retired cops or anything, but he is one that I totally respect and follow. Like Jennifer Coffindaffer, I don't know. She's too loose with what she has to say. I don't know if that makes sense. She don't strike me as a retired FBI agent or ex-FBI or whatever she fucking was. Uh-oh. He looks different. He looks like he got tan or something, don't he? I don't have it muted. No, they ain't. Well, it's gained weight. That's what it is. He looks different and grew a beard. Yeah, hard pass on Jennifer. Him and Ed do make a great team. Yes. Nicolina, hey, love. Oh, shit, that's loud.
Seated. Council approach.
Six 2022 CR20 and 216 2022 CR2372.
Council identify yourselves for record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ben Agati for the state. Person officer for the state.
Caroline Smith with the public defender.
All right. Good morning. One moment, please.
Anybody that, Nicolene, I don't know if you know, this is Adam Montgomery's sentencing for Harmony Montgomery. And I love whenever Superior Dreams, you said, well, it's gained weight. Yeah, he's not even fucking human. Has he got a little red marker on his cheek? I don't believe he came out of there just all happy and fucking go lucky. You piece of fucking shit. I wasn't going to, Nicolina, and we were like, hell with it. It was coming on. Yeah, I don't like being in big chats with, I like to chat with people. I mean, I chat to chat, not to, have to say something 5 times to. And everybody's live about this. I like it little. Motherfucker. Tell us where her body is, you piece of shit. That's the least you could fucking do. I'm gonna sit on my couch. Nicolene. And then I turn on slow mode and it's like, fuck. I get going. Is he grinning? No fucking way. Look at that bailiff. He's eyeing him. I wanna know what they're talking about. How come we can't hear it? It's not mute on my end. Oh, what, to give him a frowny eyebrows. On this ass, right? SRB. Motherfucker. Wipe that smug off your fucking face. Look how he's looking. Oh, and the council approached. He's trying to see what they're talking about. Look at him. I hate this man with a fucking passion. I wonder if Crystal's there. Harmony's mama. Bless her heart. He's curious. Look, they all gonna be watching his ass. See, Joe Biden would fit in right there. Right up there, son. He'd be lost with the rest of them. I feel sorry for the old men, though. What if Adam, like, fucking just spazzes out? You know, these poor old men. I hope they got their shit, they're fucking healthy and... He would fit in, wouldn't he? Fuck Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon. No, I'm not getting into politics. Yeah, he's about the equivalent here. I just don't like that they should have more younger people there, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but it's kind of like, I don't know. They don't think about these people are monsters. They kill their own kids. Imagine they don't give a fuck about you. They're going to prison for the rest of their life. They don't give a fuck. Oh, Nicolina, it's not. I haven't been following it. Fuck yeah. Let's go Trump. We need Trump for life. This is all going to come back on them and bite them in the ass because I hate to get into politics, but I love talking to them every now and then. They are doing nothing but proving Trump's point, in my opinion. What the hell? Well, that woman.
Cleo Smith? Pardon? Okay, just making sure you're ready for the state to proceed.
Yes.
Okay. When you are ready, Attorney Gotti, you may proceed.
Thank you.
Thank God, Nicolina. I hope all of them fucking keep on that.
Your Honor, as you know, the defendant has been found guilty of beating Harmony Montgomery in July of 2019, guilty of murdering Harmony Montgomery, a child under the age of 13, and then transporting and hiding and abusing her body and compacting her into smaller and smaller bags and ultimately disposing of her on March of 2020, and tampering with witnesses afterwards to ensure that this horror story that we heard at trial stayed silent. Under our law, after the second-degree assault, after what he did to her and the other crimes to hide other acts to hide his crimes, under our law in New Hampshire, that means that the mandatory minimum sentence that the defendant must receive for second-degree murder of a child under 13 is at least 35 years in prison. So the question for us today isn't why the defendant should get the minimum mandatory sentence. The question is, how can the minimum sentence ever apply to the crimes that were committed by this man? How can the minimum ever apply when he beat Harmony the night before and the morning of, and time again as he drove from the methadone clinic to Burger King, and he beat her to death and then covered her up to suffer and die in the car while he ate his food? The state's position is, how can the minimum ever apply when this court recognized at the last sentencing hearing that he had 15 years of convictions for, quote, some of the most violent and egregious criminal behavior, end quote, that this court had ever seen? How can the minimum ever apply when he's lied over and over again that he didn't kill his daughter and that she was safe somewhere when he was first asked by many different people? How can the minimums ever apply when he conceded at trial the crimes that involve the horrors that he inflicted upon her body from December 7th on forward up and until March, when he dumped her from the U-Haul that he had conned others into renting for him? How can the minimum ever apply when he's had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to tell investigators and others where she is right now and she can't be laid to rest? There's nothing minimal about the crimes that he's being convicted for today. The state is not going to restate everything that's put forth in the state's sentencing memorandum word for word. The state's recommendation at this time is that the defendant serve 4 to 8 years, stand committed for the crime of second-degree assault, which occurred in July of 2019, and that should then be followed by consecutive sentences of 3.5 to 7 years for his falsifying physical evidence, for what he did to Harmony's body, with a concurrent sentence of 12 months for the abuse of corpse misdemeanor, followed by another consecutive 3.5 to 7 years for witness tampering, for beating his spouse to ensure that she would stick to the story he created, followed by not less than a minimum of 45 years to life from the charge of second-degree murder. The state recognizes that this is just a recommendation. The decision today lies with the court, regardless of what the state says. But that's the state's recommendation today. However, Your Honor, if the defendant will right now tell us where he hid her body, sufficient for us to find her, if he'll tell us right now where he put that CMC bag, so that her family and the Manchester Police Department can recover her remains in the next 7 days, then the state would amend its recommendation to a minimum of 35 years to life and let the second-degree assault, falsifying physical evidence, abuse of a course, and witness tampering sentences be served concurrent. But right now,
come on, tell us, you motherfucker.
If he tells us where we can recover her and we do so within the next 7 days, we will change our recommendation to 35 years.
Tell it, you motherfucker. Tell it. You think, Nicolina, he would probably do that? Please tell where that baby is.
Since that offer has been rejected, Your Honor, that is yet another reason why the minimum should not apply. What I just said was not a stunt. It was not a theatrical event. I stated in closing arguments that there are moments in life where we are tested, where our failure or our success lies in whether we do the right thing at that moment in time. And time again, and about 30 seconds ago, the defendant chose again to be heartless and immoral and selfish and unapologetic.
That's Crystal, right?
For the purposes of you deciding his punishment and rehabilitation and his deterrence and coming up with the right sentence for him means that he has just yet shown you again in this courtroom, and for anybody else, that he is heartless, immoral, selfish, and an unapologetic murderer of his own child. Now, as I was saying again, there's certainly nothing minimal about what he did to Kayla Montgomery, to abusing her into lying for him. There's simply nothing minimal about what the defendant did to Harmony and what he did afterwards. And that's why now, having just given an opportunity, we're asking you to impose nothing less than 45 to life for the sentence of homicide. You should impose more, but 45 is a bare minimum that this defendant deserves for what he did to Harmony. She is gone forever. She didn't get sick and get old and pass away. Something didn't just happen that night. He happened. She wasn't able to be surrounded by the people that loved her. And instead, when this court determines punishment, deterrence, and rehabilitation, it should consider that Harmony died in pain and in fear under a blanket. And nobody deserves that, especially a 5-year-old child. And that kind of death is different and weighs in favor of more than the minimum sentence here. You can, if there was a thief here, You could order the return of stolen property, or you could order restitution. When you sentence a defendant for an assault case, the victim can receive treatment and compensation for her injuries. But in a murder case, there's nothing directly that this court can do for Harmony. She's already ultimately paid the price of the defendant's anger and cruelty and frustration. But what can be done is recognize the value of her life and the terrible way she died by giving the defendant a significant prison sentence, something more than just the minimum, and certainly not the sentence that the defendant may ask you for in a few moments. You can make sure that he's not going to hurt another child. You can do that for Harmony. And in that process, you'll also be doing justice for the people who cared about Harmony, for the many people that worked hard to hold her killer accountable. So most of those people, several of them are in the courtroom today. Many more are out there. Some who are present here today would like a chance to address the court, Your Honor. Most notably, and I think has to be first and foremost, Your Honor, is Harmony's biological mother, Crystal Sword.
Y'all, this one's going to get me.
She has prepared a victim impact statement that we have written that we can provide to the court afterwards, but we would like her to be able to speak to you and present her thoughts.
Should we do so?
Thank you.
I know, Nick. I've been in tears all day. Oh, shit.
To the monster who murdered my baby. I did not kill my daughter, and I look forward to trial to refute those offensive claims. That is all you have said about my sweet daughter's life. Another lie, like all the other ones you've told. Like the cover story you told that you dropped her off with me, knowing full well and good if you had, she would be thriving right now. Not beaten and stuffed in a CMC bag where you put her. She had a life worth living, unlike your own. And it bothered you to your core that she was nothing like you and everything like me. Beautiful inside and out, funny, smart, sassy, loving, and most of all, kind. She wasn't a coward like you, and I'll be forever grateful for that. You're a coward who has to be in control of everything and everyone around you, insecure and paranoid. The list goes on. She is none of those things. She lit up a room when she walked in. She made a mark wherever she went, and you couldn't stand it. She was an incredible big sister. She loved her brother, Jameson, to her core, and I know she loved your sons too, no matter the picture you tried to paint of her. December 7th will forever be the darkest day of my life. The night you beat her to death, I woke up in the middle of the night in agonizing pain, from my head to my toes, and I felt like I was dying, not knowing, in the most brutal way, a part of me was dying. Suffering in that back seat for 20 minutes while you and your wife fed yourselves and your other children, and you got high. 20 minutes that you could have used to save her life. Did she cry for me? Did she scream? Did she beg you to stop? I'll never know. Because like I said, you're too much of a coward to tell the truth and do one good thing for Harmony. You may have taken her physically from me, but she is always, always with me. And I will forever look for her until the end of my days. But I hope that every day and every night you are on this earth, you hear nothing but my baby's giggle. I doubt you ever heard it in this life. All she knew with you was misery and fear. I hope you hear her sweet voice telling you to stop hitting her over and over, or how she looked the very last time you saw her, broken and bruised. You were supposed to protect her, yet you did the opposite. Harmony wasn't anything to you but property that you could throw away when She was more of a burden to you than a meal ticket. Your hatred for me led you to act on your monstrous, controlling ways, and you took her because you just could not let her come home where she belongs. My love for Harmony outweighs my hatred for you, but they both gave me the strength to listen to my instincts and to help the police put you away forever. Harmony will live on through me, and you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything to stop it. I wish you nothing but pain and misery for the rest of your pathetic life, and with or without you, we will find my daughter. I always knew you weren't a good person, which is why I left you. I just never knew to what extent, but now I know you're just plain evil.
Man, y'all, that was, I couldn't have held it together like that. And you look back at her, you piece of shit. Tell her where her baby is.
To the most vile human on the planet. The day Harmony was born is the day that will forever feel like it was just yesterday. My sister was in labor and you were in prison. Always keeping you posted. I remember that phone call with you right after she was born and they were both in the recovery room. I was talking you down from how scared you were because you just wanted to be the best dad. And I believed in you and reminded you how good you were with my daughter, that you would be the best dad and not to worry. I couldn't even believe how wrong I actually was. You are a monster, Adam, not the monster who's in your nightmares or the ones that terrify you when you're little. You're the monster that pretends to be a daddy and then brutally abused, tortured, and beat your 5-year-old daughter to death for the accidents you caused by locking her in a room 24/7, traumatizing her and making it blatantly clear that she could not trust, count on, or come to you when she needed someone. You didn't fight for her for 4 years like you had Kayla claim on your behalf. You lied and you forged documents. You did it to have control again over something in my sister's life. You never for 1 second loved Harmony because if you did, she'd still be here today. You wanted to control her, and when you couldn't, over and over again, because she reminded you of my sister, you took her from us because you didn't want anyone else to have her. More proof of the absolute coward you are. The fact that you sat in court at your gun trial, like my sister said, and tried to use Harmony for some sympathy by saying you cannot wait to refute the offensive claims that you killed your daughter and you didn't and you loved her. Jury selection day, you showed up smiling at the jurors, proving exactly how evil you are. Then tell the judge the day of opening statements that you did all but kill her and expect a bunch of people to believe yet another lie from you. Because your egotistical ignorance makes you believe you are somehow smarter than anybody. You have the nerve to claim to be a victim of the disease of addiction and how it destroyed your life and all the crybaby stories you tell. The fact is this: you are a selfish, evil, conniving, poor excuse for a human being, and I hope you sit in prison every day while she haunts you day and night until it's unbearable, because that's what you deserve. I used to call you my brother. We used to talk about everything. I've seen you break down and cry and open your heart up to me. Even when you first got Harmony, I messaged you and I told you that I would help in any way if I can, if you needed it for Harmony and wanted to be a part of her life. And just like anyone else that reached out, you blocked me. You had so many chances to change the result and let her go with people that loved her, but you didn't, because you knew she would have told all about the abuse, so you killed her. If you're any type of man at all, Adam, or you ever loved her for 1 second, you would tell us where she is, so at least she can rest in peace after everything you put her mind, body, and soul through. Regardless, karma will get even, because you don't destroy such a beautiful soul the way you did and not reap what you sow. So may it be.
What did she say at the end?
One of the other individuals in this particular event, who is not present here in the courtroom today, but as the victim of the crime, that is the victim of the crime of witness tampering is Ms. Kayla Montgomery. She has prepared a statement. We've submitted there. We will be submitting that to the court as well. It has been provided to the defense counsel. She has asked a victim advocate to please read the statement for her.
If the victim advocate could please state her name for the record and also the Kayla Montgomery's statement.
Certainly.
My name is Amy Van Auken, and I'm reading a statement on behalf of Kayla Montgomery. Goodbye. I wanted to write a letter to you because it's the only way to tell you how I feel. I don't know about you, but I need some kind of closure. I will forever have a place in my heart for you, whether you believe me or not. You were my best friend, my husband, the person I chose to spend the rest of my life with. You are the father of our children we have together, and I'm forever grateful for having them. I will never forget the birth of our first son we have. That was one of the many best days of my life. We had just gotten married and started a family of our own. I'll never forget when your grandmother said to me, "You're the best thing that has ever happened to my grandson." I will always remember the births of all the children we have. Also, when you stepped up to be a father to Harmony. You worked so hard to get custody of her, and it took a few years, but you got her. I won't forget the day we picked her up and brought her home. We were so excited. Then, during the summer, was when we both started to go downhill because of relapse. After 5 years of sobriety, that was the beginning of the chaos. By the time Thanksgiving came around in the year 2019, we were losing everything. My job, our place to live, and after living in a car for a few weeks, we lost that. At the same time, Harmony dies because of your anger and hitting her so many times. We didn't even know she passed away until the car died, and we had to take our kids out of the car. She didn't respond. She was lifeless. Then a couple years go by, and during those years, we had to keep quiet about her being gone. You told me to stick with the story that you dropped her off at 6 a.m. at Dunkin's, where I no longer worked at, and brought her to her mother, Crystal, so she could stay there because it was better for Harmony. Then you came and picked me up when my shift was done at 2 p.m. She wasn't in the car. She was with her mother. During those years of having to keep quiet, you started physically and mentally abusing me, accusing me of cheating on you, telling on you, and trying to kill you. The first time that you really hurt me was when you accused me of cheating and had me on the living room floor against the corner of the wall, telling me if I didn't tell you that I cheated on you, that you were going to F me up. When I never cheated on you and said that I didn't, you punched me right in the face a couple of times because you said I was lying, and I wasn't. So then I said, yes, I cheated on you so you wouldn't hit me, but you still did anyway. You started getting crazy when we would get high on crack. I told you I did things that I really didn't do because you said if I told you that I did whatever you'd accuse me of, that you wouldn't hit me, and I was dumb enough to believe you. No matter what I said or did, you would hit me, punch me, spit in my face, or would have me in a chokehold and cover my mouth so I couldn't scream. You are not the person I married, not the person who loved me and who never hurt me. It's like I married my father. I never would have thought I would have to run away from you until I knew I had to take our kids and leave you. I'll never forget that day either. It was one of the hardest things for me to do. The last couple of nights after you got arrested the first time, I was sleeping with a knife because I did not know what you were going to do to me. After I found out that you got arrested, I went back to our apartment to grab a few things, and then I made the decision of not going back to live there anymore. I couldn't stay in the apartment after a year of chaos with you in there. Just all bad memories, barely any good ones. We had about 5 months total that year of living there that were good times. Other than that, nothing but bad memories. I'm so angry and hurt by you. I know you probably hate me because I had to do the right thing, but also because of all the bad. Not only did you lose your rights to our children, but so did I. Now I'm going to have to keep fighting for them to at least be back in their lives. You seem to forget you cheated, not me, and you just left the kids and I for some girl, packed your stuff, and left to another state. I called you out on your BS when you were on your way to Maine, and I also called you out for being with someone else months before you left to Maine. You accused me, but you were the one cheating. The day you got arrested on January 2022, you called me and said to tell Kelsey you're sorry about her car. Yeah, right. That's all you're worried about, not your wife and children you may never see again. No apology for cheating on me and making me think I was crazy. So I got to do all I can to get back on track with my life. You caused so much hurt and pain. I don't even know why I still care about you and actually feel bad for you. Oh, maybe it's because I'm not a cold, heartless person and still have some care about you. I was in love with you once. Now I still love you because you're the father of our children. This is goodbye for now. Maybe I'll see you at the future in some point. Goodbye, Adam. And then she lists the day they started their relationship was October 8th, 2015. And the day they married was
What
Harmony's
the
birthday,
fuck?
June 4th, 2017.
How could you still love something like that? That could have been her child.
Your Honor, one family member who I've heard from yet is with regards to a very young man. This is Harmony's younger brother, Jameson. He was
Me too,
lived with
Nick.
Harmony up until the age of 1, saw her as late as 18 months in his life. Both of his parents are here, Mr. Blair Miller and also Mr. Jonathan Bobbitt Miller, and they have a statement they'd like to present.
They would make Harmony birthday cakes and stuff. Hey, Poon.
Your Honor, thank you so
Where is
much
our
for allowing us to speak here today. Good afternoon to you. My name is Blair Miller, and my husband Jonathan and I are here today on behalf of our son Jameson, who we adopted in 2019. He is a 7-year-old boy who came to us from foster care. Jameson and his sister Harmony were in and out of different foster homes together. They seem to be on a path of surviving their troubling relationships, their circumstances together. To understand the true impact that this loss has had on Jameson and will continue to impact him, you need to hear the stories he tells us and wants you to know. He wants everyone to know. When we first adopted Jameson, he would always tell us about Harmony. He would tell us about her beautiful blonde hair. He would tell us about her glasses. He still does. He would tell us about her bright blue eyes. He would tell us about her wonderful smile that lit up a room. He would tell us that she was there to help him. Jameson has constantly asked us, where's Harmony? Recently, he once was struggling to go to bed. He looked off in the shadows of his closet and said, is that Harmony there, looking back at me? These are no questions for a little boy to be asking. He no longer can hold on to that hope. Since learning about the death of innocent and beautiful Harmony, Jameson has suffered. Just a few weeks ago in school, his teacher asked him to draw a picture of his family. He drew a picture of his 2 dogs, his 2 brothers, his 2 dads, but then he put a heart above all of us, and inside that heart was the letter H. He said that was Harmony looking down on us. Jameson constantly asks us, who took my sister away? Adam, you took away his best friend, his sister. You introduced murder into his life and forever created a void that can never be filled. We will never have the right answers for him on this and can only tell him Harmony is an angel now. Jameson will grow up forever wondering how this happened, how his sister, who looked over him in foster care, didn't have anyone looking over her. You chose, Adam, to take our little boy's sister away. You don't ever deserve another choice in a free society. Your Honor, we are asking you to impose the maximum sentence.
Your Honor, this courtroom, and especially Adam, I'm Jonathan Bobbitt Miller, and I'm the proud adopted dad of Jameson Miller, the proud young brother of Harmony. Harmony is the reason that we're all here today. Harmony, the child Adam that you murdered, you introduced a nightmare into our son. You introduced evil of this world to him. You have manipulated the criminal justice system until now, and trying to explain that to our 7-year-old son is hard. Before Jameson knew of Harmony's tragic fate, he would go to the door when the doorbell rung, and he would say, maybe she's found me. He would search a park, he would look at school, and if there was any girl that had blonde hair and glasses, he would go up to them and say, are you Harmony? I'll never forget the day that we told Jameson that Harmony was in heaven. He's a very active kid. And that day, he just stopped and he held us and he said, no, I need my big sister. Why? Why did this happen? These are questions that Jameson has had and continues to ask. Daddy and Dada, what happened to my sister? Why did she die? Why would anyone hurt her? How about her glasses? Were they okay? My God, how will we ever help him process this horrible and brutal details of his big sister? Adam, you have to know you did that. As we celebrated Jameson's birthday in 2019 with the Mickey and Minnie Mouse theme, we had Mickey Mouse there. It's a Disney theme that he shares with his big sister and his mom. He wanted to save a gift from her that day, made from his Nana. It was a Minnie Mouse pillow, but instead, you were beating her to death. That was the same day. If Jameson was old enough to speak to this court today, he would want you to know the void that you left in his heart that can never be filled. Adam, he would plead with you to please tell us where she is. Let him have a place to go and remember his sister, please. He remembers her feeding him. He remembers when they would be at his foster home when she was there, that they would play in the park together. He remembers her glasses. He remembers how proud she was. How do we tell our 7-year-old that you murdered his sister, his protector, his best friend, and you showed no remorse? I wish they could be happy together today. Jameson asks, is she unhappy in heaven? If she can see him, and if we can visit her, why would anyone hurt her? That's what you've done to her son when you beat his sister to death. In our family, we really believe in love and forgiveness. I'm just not sure how to teach her son how to forgive the monster that murdered his sister. We as a family are leaning on God for that. Jameson also knows about the helpers. He knows about this court. He knows about the jury. He knows about the police from the local to federal. He knows about this community. We've told him these were the people that helped his sister when she was hurting. I'd like to share with you a few words that Jameson, as we were talking to him, because he wanted to know, where are you guys going? What are you doing? And I said, we're going to speak for your sister, and we're going to tell everyone how important she was to you. And this is what he said. Tell everyone my name is Jameson. I'm 7 years old. My sister's Harmony. I love Harmony. I miss her. I hope I get to see her again. My sister had beautiful blue eyes, and we smile alike. I liked having fun with her on the playground. She gave me a broken Elmo toy that was hers. I still have that, but I have the Minnie Mouse pillow and a new Elmo that's not broken. I keep it in my closet for her. I'm really sad she's an angel. I miss her. She was my best friend. I hope she can see me playing basketball, being silly with my brothers. And I wish I could bring Harmony to my school to meet my friends and my teacher. She loves the color purple and Minnie Mouse. I made a heart for her in purple and red with mirrors so I can look for her in heaven. I hope she sees me. The red is for my heart and the purple is for her. I love my sister. I miss her. I hope she's eating M&Ms in heaven. I hope her glasses are safe and not broken. And I miss you, and I will always love you, big sister. Thank you, Your Honor.
The glasses, y'all. The glasses.
Your Honor, finally, with us today is Harmony's foster mother, Michelle Rafferty. Harmony was alive for 66 months in this world. And for 44 of those months, she was with the Raffertys, Michelle and her husband, Tim. They've both prepared a statement as well and would like to speak with you today.
Your Honor, I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak here today. This is truly the hardest thing I have ever had to do. My name is Michelle Raftery, and along with my husband and my 5 children, we have the privilege of being Harmony's foster family. We shared our hearts, our home, and our life with her, and she filled our lives with joy and laughter. We lost a daughter, and my children lost their sister. We grieve for her every day because we thought we'd always see her again. Harmony was full of life and always happy. We jokingly told her that she leaves a sparkle wherever she goes. She loved to be in the middle of everything that was going on, and she never missed a beat. Harmony always had two mummies, me and Crystal, but only had one daddy, and that was my husband, Tim. I am beyond grateful Harmony had the relationship with a loving daddy and knew what that relationship should look like. She loved being a sister and had an amazing bond with our youngest daughter. And when our second daughter had her baby, she was delighted to be an auntie. Harmony was a friend to everyone, but she also had a best friend named Dominic. She loved going to church and loved going to school. She loved Minnie Mouse, playing outside, playing dress up, playing house, and loved to cuddle. She had a large community that she loved, and they loved her. She was kind and compassionate and always willing to share, even her Oreo cookies and favorite doll stroller. Since everything came to light, I have had trouble sleeping and concentrating. We had to explain to our children things that we never wanted them to hear and explain to them why a father who was supposed to love and protect her was being arrested for murder. Your Honor, I'm asking you to give Adam the fullest sentence. Adam is hateful and selfish and continues to be so by not telling us where her body is. Adam knew he could have brought Harmony back to us. He had options, but always chose himself each time. He never put Harmony first. There were consequences for his actions, and he will have to live with them the rest of his life. Our family is strong and beginning to heal by the grace of God. We know Harmony is safe in the arms of Jesus, never to be hurt again. So despite the evil brought to light in this trial, we will continue to move forward in love because love wins. Thank you, Your Honor.
Tell where she is, you piece of shit. Come on. Look, you can tell he hasn't been crying or nothing. There goes a fake
Your Honor,
tear
in addition
again.
to those statements, the state is asking you to consider not only all of the details and the facts that you heard during trial, and not only as you would for any defendant, their criminal history, of which is laid out there and which this court is already well aware of. But we are also asking the court to take into account two additional charges which are still pending. Firearm that was belonging and was owned by a Mr. Yall, and also a high-point handgun. These are two charged but not yet adjudicated offenses that can be considered by the court when it comes to sentencing. We did not ask you to take the defendant's murder of his daughter into account at the last sentencing for the other firearms, given that it had occurred before her death. But these two not yet tried armed career criminal charges, offenses for weapons belonging to Mr. Yall, and the high-point handgun should be considered to show that the minimum does not apply to this man. The court is already aware of the defendant's statements to many other people, many other people through many different facets of his life, with regards to being asked where his daughter was and for him to lie to them. This was subject to many different interpretations. The court has discussed this on different times, in different hearings. With regards to those events and with regards also to the gun crimes that I speak of, Mr. Yall's firearm and the high-point handgun, we feel that the state has already shown the requisite level of certainty that the defendant has done these crimes. He's been indicted by the grand jury. We've discussed them. Parts of the evidence that support them have already been presented to the court, but we have also asked for Detective John Dunleavy to be present from the Manchester Police Department, who can provide additional information if the court so chooses to hear that. So at this point, I would leave it up to the court's discretion if and when the court should be considering those two charges as part of coming up with the appropriate sentence for the defendant today. But he is here in the courtroom.
All right, thank you. I don't feel that I need to hear from him at this juncture. If the court feels it necessary to hear from him, I will do so later. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. One of the things that you saw during trial were the many different ways in which the defendant tried to conceal his crime, not just physically, but also with false statements and lies to others. lies as to where she was, as to what had occurred, where it had occurred in the car, where he was at the time. Even lies, as you heard from some witnesses, as to whether or not he loved or cared for Harmony in the first place. You heard and saw the defendant try to sell his lies to anybody that would listen. And why does that matter? Because it's one thing to deny the charges that the state then and hold the state accountable to bring forth proof beyond a reasonable doubt. But it's another one to actively lie and deceive and blame others. And a defendant who does that, like this defendant did, is different and is deserving of more than the minimum punishment. You've even heard yourself how the defendant tried over and over again to get Kayla Montgomery to lie for him. The testimony we heard at trial included the verbal threats to her, beating her, photographs that we saw of her black eyes, testimony from other independent witnesses of him either hurting her or her running away, being injured, or grabbing a cell phone out of her hands and manipulating her even months later to get rid of telephones that had evidence of the crimes on them. You've seen those bruises. You've heard those stories from independent eyewitnesses. That was not just an attack on her. That was an attack on our system of justice. And to hold him accountable for that independently, consecutively, to the actual underlying crime of the homicide and the second-degree assault from before. As you've seen in this case, if we don't do that, if we don't hold people accountable for those actions afterwards, then the criminal justice system is failing because it allows defendants everywhere under the concept of general deterrence to think that they can tamper with witnesses and destroy evidence. And if they're caught, well, it'll just be subsumed by the underlying crime. That's another reason why the more than the minimum sentence is necessary. And finally, I'm not going to go into full detail on it, Your Honor, but you've seen in the state sentencing memorandum, there are 3 cases that are on point and when looking for comparison here. And those are State versus Caitlin Marin, State versus Mark Heath, and State versus Chad Evans, all cited in our sentencing memorandum. In those matters involved individuals who were convicted of reckless second-degree murder for injuring children. And all 3 of those individuals, either immediately after trial or at sentence review, all had sentences that were in their 40s. And all 3 of those people didn't have the criminal history that this defendant has. And all 3 of them didn't do afterwards to their victims and what they did to their bodies, what he did to Harmony. So in the state's mind, how can the defendant here get anything less for that? His behavior is worse. When we look at that, if and when he should ask for sentence review after today, if they look at that, we don't feel that there's any way that they could equate that his behavior was less than theirs or that his punishment should be less than theirs. There's nothing about this little girl's death or her suffering or what her father did afterwards that can ever be classified as minimal. He is still determined 5 years later that she have no peace, no justice, no rest. So the state is asking you to do what justice requires, and that's nothing less than the state's recommended sentence. Harmony deserves it, her family deserves it, the people of the state deserve it, and definitely this defendant deserves it. Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Smith?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'd like to start reading from State versus Willie at 163 New Hampshire 532. We held that just as it is unconstitutional to increase a defendant's punishment because he refuses to admit guilt, so too is it unconstitutional for a court to draw an adverse inference of lack of remorse from a defendant's silence at sentencing. Because the only affirmative way for a defendant who maintains his innocence through the criminal process to express remorse at sentencing is to forgo his right to remain silent, using a defendant's silence at sentencing to infer that he lacks remorse generally violates the defendant's constitutional privilege against self-incrimination. The state said that their offer to reduce or offer a reduced sentence of 35 years if Adam Montgomery took particular action within the next 7 days, and his reaction to that reflected heartless, immoral no remorse. You can imagine, anybody can, that somebody walking into a sentencing hearing for something where he maintains his innocence that he did not do would be a difficult situation. That person would be assisted by his counsel, who would understand that being vilified for something that you didn't do would be difficult, who would understand that when people are trying to throw him away forever for something that you didn't do would be difficult. Courtroom. The state was doing a stunt. They were seeking a reaction today from Adam Montgomery in the courtroom by their stunt for something that they said, give us 7 days. And then Mr. Montgomery, acting appropriate with his counsel's representation, was called heartless, immoral, and no remorse. Mr. Montgomery does not have to express remorse here for something where he maintains his innocence. It would violate his constitutional rights against self-incrimination. And talk a little bit about the use of priors as argued in the state's memorandum to elevate what is a sentence as a mandatory minimum that is extraordinarily high. And it is high because anytime a child dies, an innocent child dies, deserves a strong punishment. And the legislature has spoken with a mandatory minimum of that punishment. The lack of rehabilitation is what the priors are put on for. I don't think anybody can permit what another person would be like after 35 years of incarceration. To assume the lack of rehabilitation for prior records that occurred from the time that Mr. Montgomery was quite young, that many, fueled by drug and drug addiction that was introduced to his life by some of the very witnesses, family members, wives, who participated in maintaining his addiction and in a lot of the conduct that he did in the prior record. He is worthy of rehabilitation, especially after what would be the mandatory minimum under this sentence. The use of the remaining charges also are inappropriate here. You did not consider the charge of homicide at his prior sentencing on the armed career criminal charges that he faced May a year ago. But you did consider the armed career criminal charges, or at least you didn't indicate that you didn't, and the state certainly argued that they should be considered as well. All of that conduct occurred in a relatively short time period, and while we dispute the probable cause, even the law says that you can consider the grand jury indictment as probable cause, which I think is completely inappropriate, but that is the law. However, his sentences on armed career criminal took into account both his prior and his subsequent gun charges. He's serving a sentence currently of what comes to be about 32, because he got 15 as a minimum on one, 15 as a minimum on another. The 5 years of the 7-year minimum on the final charge that you sentenced him on, you suspended 2 years. Didn't even totally give him the max on that, but certainly increased his sentence in your evaluation of his prior conduct as well as the pending gun charges? Another issue I need to address, and I'm afraid we only addressed part of it in chambers, my fault. The names of the no contact order I don't have, so we don't have a position on that as far as the names. However, since the state has asked for an incarcerated sentence on each of the charges, I don't believe a no contact order can be issued on the charges under interpretation of current law. However, I will say that the names will be provided to Adam, and I can assure this court that Adam will not seek any contact with the Sorrell family. Sorry, family. So, what do you do for sentencing Adam Montgomery? Adam Montgomery does not dispute the time sought by the state for abuse of corpse and falsifying evidence. The state has requested maximum sentences on that, consecutive, and Adam does understand that it affected the investigation and that behavior affects justice in the court system. And he does not dispute the sentences requested by the state on that. However, while he maintains his innocence, he also knows that you will be sentencing him on the other charges because he has been convicted, and any other action he takes will have to be after sentencing. So as to the other charges, while he maintains his innocence on each of them, he can't offer a sentence because no sentence would be fair for him to say that they would be fair when he is maintaining his innocence and he did not commit those charges. So he can't offer you something that's appropriate for them, but he would request that you take into account his objections to the memorandum and especially his silence here at sentencing as being an appropriate position to take when he is asserting his innocence. We request that the court issue a sentence that is less than what the state has asked and that it make the remaining charges concurrent with abuse of corpse and falsifying evidence. Adam Montgomery did not kill his daughter, but when he discovered his daughter's death, he broke and he did inexplicable things. Even he can't explain his actions, but eventually he pulled it together and he was able to say goodbye to his daughter. And that's what he did. If I may have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
Actually, my co-counsel has reminded me of something, and again, this was something that was not in the sentencing memorandum, and it was last minute, and it is the stunt that was pulled by the state, and it is that plea offers, responses, negotiations are inadmissible, and I think that they are inadmissible for any purpose, including sentencing. Certainly, I know in other cases, if I was to say the state offered something pretrial and now they're seeking twice that, the state would shut me down under that rule. 410? 410. So I think that entire stunt should be stricken from the record as well.
Briefly, Your Honor, I made no such comment about plea offers that were made prior to trial in any way, shape, or form. When I called the defendant heartless, immoral, selfish, and unapologetic And in doing so, it's about the two crimes that he has admitted that he has done. It's the falsifying physical evidence and it's the abuse of corpse, which he admitted and even told the jury that they could find him guilty of. Those are the ones relating to the placement of the body. There's no reason to hold on to that piece of information with regards to that. The statement is not offering anything because this completely lies within the hands of the court. The statement is to make the change of what the state's recommendation would be. It's not an offer of a guaranteed sentence in any way, shape, or form. And again, it's on those charges, the one where he does not maintain his innocence anymore, falsifying physical evidence and abuse of a corpse. I think just separately, Your Honor, with regards to the victims that the state is asking for the no contact order, that would include Crystal Sorey and her family, Sorey. That would also include the Miller family, Your Honor, and that would be Harmony's brother's family, and as well as the Rafferty family. I can provide those spellings to the court monitor afterwards. I think those are the only additional things that the state wants to add.
Attorney Gotti, what do you say to the state v. Toll issue that's raised by the defense about the no contact order on stand committed sentences, where all of the sentences that you're asking for in this case are stand committed, but you're also asking for the no contact provision?
Your Honor, I think with regards to that, rather than to prolong this particular hearing, the state would then also ask for a $5,000 fine on each felony for that to be suspended for the period so that the no contact order can be obeyed during that time period. And if he violates the no contact order, then that could be imposed.
Suspended for what period?
I would say suspended for a period of, well, on the 2 Class B misdemeanors, I would say suspended for at least a period of 7 years upon the beginning of that serving of that sentence. And for the charge of second-degree murder, I would say beginning on for a 20-year time period, beginning when he starts serving that sentence.
Do you want to address that, Attorney Smith? I'm just thinking about that for a moment. I mean, Attorney Gotti, on that, the consequence of a violation of the order would be the imposition of the fine.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
For clarity in sentencing, I think 5,000 is illegal for any one of those charges, although certainly combinations of certain charges can equal that amount. I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, because as I said, with regard to the family, Crystal Sorey and her family, Mr. Montgomery will not be reaching out to any of them.
All right, thank you. Counsel, approach for just a minute.
Wow. Just wow. They want to fucking say something because they're asking for her body. They know this motherfucker done this. Truly, I didn't watch the trial. I couldn't do it. And this here, I can't cry no more, y'all. I've cried all fucking day, I swear. Yeah, you'll have to go back and watch this, truly. It's heartbreaking. Crystal spoke, and Jameson's dad's, and Crystal's sister, foster mom. It was so sad to hear them talk. Yes, Superior. Thank you. I don't see how anyone could represent this motherfucker. I don't see how. But I guess everybody's got to have some kind of lawyer or whatever the fuck you want to call this lady. Good job. Never mind.
All right, nothing further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further from you, Attorney Smith?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to take a 15-minute recess so I can consider all of the information and statements that have been provided, and then I'll come back and announce my sentence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right.
The state's on it, thank God. No way I could either, truly. She was touching him and shit. What the fuck? Yeah, could you imagine her and Joe Biden in a debate? Imagine them two debating each other. SRB, you've been here the whole time. Me too, truly. They were 30 minutes late for sentencing. Wonder if Crystal's going to come back for this. I think she didn't want to hear about Kayla and... Oh, truly, you should have heard Kayla's statement. That lady right there in the pink, with the pink jacket, not the pink shirt, but the jacket there, she read Kayla's statement. She's still in love with Adam. Told him she loved him and everything. It was fucking weird and gross. And nope, they wouldn't make it like a sense. Kayla's statement made me sick too. She knew not to show up to this. The street's going to take care of her, in my opinion. Nope, Yvonne, he's not. Can't even tell where her body is. Like Nicolina said earlier, he done that so he could try to appeal this, because he still claims he's innocent. Kayla's as fucked up as he is, yep. Yeah, telling him she loved him and all this shit. It's like, wow. It was all about her. All about her. Yep, truly, and the bitch is walking. Which, she'll probably get better justice out there on them streets than the courts would give her. Mine too, Sonia. Me too, SRB. It was like, oh my God. And I don't blame Crystal for getting up and walking out on that. I don't blame her. It just sucks that Crystal was a little too late getting her shit together, you know? What was it, like 2 years she was missing before anything ever happened? It was a little while, wasn't it? Oh, it was gross, Siobhan. It was gross. It was fucking, oh. Oh, truly, you're going to be pissed. Yeah, I thought it was like 2 years she'd been gone missing, and before it was even, it was too late regardless, but damn. Can't even tell where that baby, I just don't think there's a body left. Honestly, I hate to even say that, but with the lime and stuff that I heard, that lime, man. Oh. Yeah, she tried. Like I said, though, it was a little too late, you know? It sucks. She did try. I'm not shaming Crystal at all, and my heart breaks for her, man. I've always been on Crystal's side. We all fuck up, you know? We don't expect that our kids are going to get unalived by their father. Yep, truly. Yep. It was all about her. Wait till you hear her statement. It was me, 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 me and you, me and you, me and you. Nothing really about harmony, nothing. Just that they were excited the day they got custody of her. It was gross. Yep, Yvonne, and I couldn't imagine living with that. My heart breaks for Crystal. This whole case is so fucked. Right, truly, and they failed Harmony. The court did. Nope, she would have never told SRB. She would have never told nothing. And like, I'm glad they did have them gun charges to arrest them on, you know? Thank fucking God. Because they probably would have ran. I'm gonna have to take a nap after this. No, I can't even cry anymore. I've cried so much today. Yeah, I did watch some of her thing, and she started to. I couldn't watch no more. I heard of the Lyme, and it just. I agree, truly. Something. The system is fucked. Save our children, man. Crystal said you were supposed to protect her, and you did the opposite. Like the state said, you know, she didn't get the chance to grow old. She didn't get the chance to die of old age. She died at the hands of a monster that was supposed to protect her. Still kind of fucked up though that Kayla walked. I'm still fucking salty over that. Even though the streets will take care of her, no doubt. She's gonna fuck around and find out, but I'm still salty about that. They went too easy on her, in my opinion. It's sick, SRB. It's fucking sick. Yvonne, honestly, I don't know. What I would say no. Surely in the right mind they wouldn't do no. Truly, I hope so too. She's weak sauce out there without Adam. I hope Harmony fucking haunts the fuck out of them, both of them. Well, her and Adam got 2 boys together? Or 1 boy? I know he's got 2 boys. Are they both her? No, Jameson. Well, how many kids he got with Kayla? Fuck, I don't even know. I thought it was 2. Because Jameson is Crystal's and his. 3? Oh, damn. He's got 3 with Kayla? Oh, wow. I didn't know he had a girl with her. Yep, truly. But you know what they'll do? They'll put him somewhere like they did Chris Watts, with people just like him, and he'll be protected for the rest of his fucking life. That's why. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, I didn't know that. He had a girl after Harmony. I did not fucking know that. Wow. Damn. I knew about the boys. Damn. Damn. How'd I miss the. Oh my God. Hmm. They're on a break right now, Nick. They're coming back. They're on a 15-minute recess or whatever. He ain't got nothing yet. You should have heard his fucking lawyer. Her and Joe Biden would have been perfect debaters for each other. They fucking word salad. It was horrible. Sound like she was on drugs. I'm taking a nap after this. I can't. It's been an emotional fucking day. But Nick, if you play this, like the first half of my live is other true crime shit and stuff I covered. But the last part of this, you can play, or you can play whatever you want. Yeah, she's horrible, Nick. And I believe he's doing like you said, Nick. He's still hanging on to he's innocent. He ain't gonna take no deal because he wants an appeal. It's fucked up, man. Just keep fucking with these people. Let that baby rest in peace once and for all. Let me see here how long it's been. It's been about 10 minutes. Yeah, Yvonne, I think I'm done for the day after this. It's been a very emotional day. More tornadoes? Oh no, SRB. Yeah, I think this has been a day for a lot of people. It's hard to listen to some of this. They should be coming back anytime. Poor little Harmony, man, that little face. And her brother was just worried about her little glasses, y'all. A couple of times he asked about her glasses. Love him. There's nothing like a brother and sister bond. I have a little brother, and yeah. I feel so fucking exhausted. This is draining as fuck, y'all. Please, y'all take care of your mental health. I know this can be a toll on it. It was heartbreaking to hear. Yvonne, I lost faith a long time ago. I still give it a chance, though, but not no more. I'm done. I'm done. Not the same person I used to be. Not even 6 months ago, I'm not the same person. Come on, shit. They're gonna be 30 minutes late for this, like they was for the damn sentencing. How many days does he have to appeal it after? 90 days? I don't know. I guess I should watch this shit more. Does it depend on state? Sorry, I had to switch my AirPods and I didn't mean to pause it. You're good, SRB. Be careful and safe driving, hugging babies tight. Everybody, even your big babies. Even big babies disappear. Sometimes it's really fucking sad. Come on. Thank you, SRB. You too, sweetheart. Justice for Harmony. That motherfucker still couldn't even tell where her body was, man. Didn't cry. Had 2 fake tears. We seen him wipe. The only real tear, he's got that fucking teardrop tattooed on his fucking face. Like he's some big shot. You killed your little girl, dude. You're very welcome, sweetie. I appreciate y'all. I do. I couldn't got through all this day, everything without y'all, I swear. Oh, Sonia, I'm so sorry. I couldn't imagine losing someone. I'm so sorry. Diabetes got my grandmother too. It pisses me off. I see people don't take care of themselves with diabetes. They don't realize how serious it is, or they do, and some don't care, sometimes, and some care and they can't help it. Serious. Come on, come back. How long has this been? Let me see. Okay, this has been almost 20 minutes, y'all. 18, 19 some minutes. This is crazy. And I think they should make him have eye contact with the people that make their victim impact statements. But I've seen them. I watched Chris Watts' trial. They done the same thing. He didn't. The family was behind him. Yeah, he's crying for himself now. Kayla. Did y'all see whenever Crystal was talking, he side-eyed and looked at her. He tried to look at her when she was done walking away. Piece of shit. I gotta mute a minute, y'all. They were 30 minutes late today, truly, for this. Now they're late coming back from recess or whatever it's called. I agree, Selena, but they don't do that. They protect these motherfuckers in there. That's why I don't like when they get life sentences, because they're protected. Unless he accidentally gets released in general population, I've seen that happen. Accidentally, This is like the worst case, though, I've ever heard of a parent unaliving a child, and just, I don't even know why I let myself do this today. Come the fuck on. Okay, I'm gonna mute for a second, y'all. I got to, and I'll be back. Here we go.
The crimes that you have committed and the harm that you have caused cannot be overstated.
What the hell?
You took a human life, and you did so in the most callous and heartless of ways. You robbed a 5-year-old girl, your own daughter, of the life that she was to lead. You stole from your sons a sister. You took a daughter from her mother. You were convicted of reckless second-degree murder.
Reckless in this context does not mean something that was an accident. It is defined under law as something that manifests the extreme indifference to a human life. Your extreme indifference to the value of human life is seen in so many of your actions in this case. In 2019, you beat Harmony. In the words of your uncle, her eye was fully black and blue like a raccoon eye, is what he said. Your words, when asked, were, quote, "I bashed her around the effing house." And then you hid her from the view of others, and you kept her from those that came to help her. On the date that you murdered her, you didn't hit her once. You punched her in the head repeatedly. You beat her in the car while at stoplights, more than one time. You knew that she was severely injured, yet you covered her with a blanket and didn't check on her until after you took her lifeless body from the car. And then, after her death, you treated her body like it was trash, worse than trash. You did unimaginable things to her body, and all in an effort to save yourself from being discovered as her murderer. And then, on top of that, you threatened, abused, and beat your wife to keep her silent. Your criminal history similarly reflects your extreme indifference to the value of human life. Your actions having taken both a physical and emotional toll on so many. In 2008, you were convicted of criminal threatening after pointing a knife at a 15-year-old girl. In 2010, you were convicted of armed robbery and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon in a home invasion incident in which it was reported that you held up a woman at gunpoint, terrorizing her to the point that she lost control of her bodily functions. In 2009, you were convicted of first-degree assault for stabbing another person. In 2014, you were convicted of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon and larceny in a case in which it was reported that you shot a man in the face. In 2019, you were convicted of 2 counts of armed career criminal, 2 counts of theft, and 2 counts of receiving stolen property, all of the charges stemming from the thefts of firearms, guns, exchanges of guns for drugs and money. The court has to consider 3 primary goals of sentencing: punishment, deterrence, and rehabilitation. The focus today is on your convictions in this case: second-degree murder, falsifying physical evidence, witness tampering, abuse of a corpse, and second-degree assault. But the prior convictions are important, and they're important as well as each of them reflects not just your extensive criminal conduct, but each of them represents an opportunity after sentencing for you to have changed the trajectory of your life, to change how you were treating other people. But you were either unwilling or unable to do so. And as a result, at this point, the court has the responsibility to impose a sentence that not only punishes you harshly for the crimes that you have committed, but considers deterrence, that is, how to keep you from hurting others. In light of the egregious nature of the crimes of which you have been convicted in this case, and taking into consideration your extremely violent criminal history, the court finds the only way to do this is to keep you off the streets. To the extent you seek to rehabilitate yourself, that will have to happen behind the prison walls. Harmony was an innocent 5-year-old girl. You treated her in the worst of possible ways, in both her life and in her death. Therefore, the court sentences you as follows. On charge ID 2027112C, the charge of second-degree murder, you are sentenced to the New Hampshire State Prison for not more than life nor less than 45 years. That sentence is stand committed. That sentence is consecutive. All of these sentences, I should say now, are consecutive to each other, as well as consecutive to docket 216-2022 CR 577, which are the sentences that you're currently serving. Additionally, you're to participate meaningfully and complete any counseling, treatment, or education programs as directed by the correctional authority or probation parole. Law enforcement agencies may return evidence to its rightful owner. You are ordered to be of good conduct and comply with all the terms of this sentence. This is also consecutive to the second-degree assault charge in the docket ending in 20. That is charge ID 1937947C. Do you have any questions about that sentence?
Nope.
On charge ID 2027113C, falsifying physical evidence. On this charge, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 7 years nor 3.5 years. This sentence is stand committed, consecutive to all of the other charges that I'm about to read you, as well as consecutive to the second-degree assault charge and the docket ending in 2-0 and the sentences that you are presently serving. You do have the obligation, as with the other sentences, to meaningfully participate in programming as directed by the correctional authority or probation, parole. You're ordered to be of good conduct and comply with all the terms of that sentence. On the charge of tampering with witnesses and informants, you are sentenced to the New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 7 years nor less than 3.5 years. Again, this sentence is consecutive to the additional sentences that I've read to you in that I'm reading to you in this case, as well as docket ending in 2-0 and the sentences that you are presently serving. You have the same obligations for participation in programming, and law enforcement may return evidence to its rightful owner. On the abuse of corpse charge, on this charge, you are sentenced to the maximum penalty of 12 months at the House of Correction. All of this sentence is suspended for 25 years. If it were to be imposed, it would be consecutive to the sentences that I read to you. And on this charge, you will also have the provision of a no contact order, and that is no contact with the Sorey family, the Miller family, and the Rafferty family. That sentence is also consecutive were it to be imposed to all of the other sentences in this case and the sentence you're currently serving. On the second degree assault charge, charge ID 1937947C, you are sentenced to New Hampshire State Prison for not more than 8 years nor less than 4 years. This sentence is consecutive to the sentences in docket 216-2022 CR 2372. This is charge ID 1937947C. On this charge, you have the additional requirement, as you have in the other cases, to meaningfully participate in programming. Law enforcement agencies may return evidence to its rightful owner, and you're obligated to be of good behavior and comply with all the terms of the sentence. Do you have any question about those sentences?
No, I do not.
All right, before you go, counsel approach, please.
Nicolina, I followed this case until the trial, and I couldn't listen to it either. I tried listening when Kayla was talking, telling on him, and I couldn't get through it. Today I heard more than I heard anything about the trial. I couldn't listen to it. Yeah, I don't even know why.
Sentences that I just reviewed with you, Mr. Montgomery, are imposed in light of the extended period of incarceration. The court will also make the finding that you do not have an ability to pay your attorney's fees, so there will not be an obligation for those in these matters. The clerk will now address you regarding sentence review.
He should have never got harmony. Never.
Apply for review of the state prison sentence imposed on you on May 9th, 2024. The application may be filed within 30 days after the date of the sentence, but not thereafter except for good cause shown. If you file such an application, your sentence will be reviewed by a board of 3 members who will be either judicial referees and or superior court judges. Review of the sentence may result in a decrease or increase of the minimum or maximum term within the limits fixed by law, or there may be no change in the sentence. A form for making application, if you wish to do so, is set forth below. Mr. Montgomery, this applies for both cases 216-2022 CR 20 and 216-2022 CR 2372. I'll leave those with you.
Do you want to sign in now? Yeah.
Exactly, Selena. Exactly. Don't waste money on this piece of shit, man. This is one time I want the death
Anything further
penalty.
from the state?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further from you, Attorney Smith? Thank you, everybody.
None, truly. None. There was times he smirked in this. Fucking crazy. And they're gonna mute it. Yeah, he ain't getting out. Zero remorse. Zero. No tear. Nothing. No, nothing. He fake wiped a couple of tears, but them were only for himself. Just like Kayla's impact statement. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. It's all she talked about. I love you, this and that, blah, blah, blah. How can you still love someone after you sit there and watched him take his daughter's life? Like her impact statement and Crystal's were total opposite. And for some reason, I was thinking Kayla's was going to be like his or like Crystal's. Like, not as bad as that, but oh, I can't even talk. I didn't think she would just sit there and talk about how much she loved him and all this and what the fuck. He's horrible, Nick. I can't. He should have never been out of jail. He's been at this his whole fucking life. Right, Selena. That's why I say I usually don't go along and say the death penalty because I say it's like easy way out for him, kind of. But no, this motherfucker don't waste no time, no money, no nothing on him. Don't let him breathe the same air we breathe. I don't see how he got out with all this shit he's got on his record. Exactly, truly. Don't let this motherfucker breathe the space we breathe. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. That's over, and y'all rest. This was heavy, and I wasn't expecting all that. I literally have no tears left. My nose is fucking raw. The justice system does. Absolutely, truly. We're fucked. I'm so glad, though. I mean, the state failed Harmony, absolutely, but they made it right this time, the best they could, you know? They gave him the max on it. That 45 to life is the one I was waiting to hear because that motherfucker ain't going nowhere. He's just gonna, and he's gonna keep fucking around, like Nick said, and he's gonna appeal it and just keeping this shit going. And it's not right. Just tell where the body is. Because they offered him like 35 to life or something, and all kinds of stuff. If he told where the body was, truly, you'll hear it when you go back and listen. They offered him a plea deal to tell where the body was, and he wouldn't. Didn't say a word, sat there stone cold. Silent. No expression, no nothing. Stone cold silent. That said a lot. His Crystal and all of them begged for her body. Right, with the guns. He ain't going nowhere, but he's gonna keep fucking with these people that cared for Harmony. And like Crystal said, she looked like her and he couldn't stand it. She did look like Crystal. Crystal fucked up, yeah. She changed her life around, yep, but she was just a little too late and it sucks, you know, and she did try and she was just a little too late. And it will haunt her for the rest of her life. I would not I just want to hug her. I don't know. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all have a good day and thank you. Hug your loved ones.